Hi, good evening. Which way shall I go? That way, I think. I'll wait and see whoever's here. Nobody's here at the moment, so there's no sense in me talking to myself. Oh, hello, Nathan. Hi there. I've got me crochet, got me chocolate, got me crisps. What more do I wish for? I think you're the only one here. Oh, this says there's 10 people here. But there's only you talking to me. Oh, hi, Chris. Hi, Ginger. Hi, Connie. Hi, Sandra. I thought you were all lurking then. It said there was people, but nobody was speaking. Hi, Chrissy B. Anybody else I missed? Sorry. You know what my eyesight's like for reading little print. Hi, Hi, Jane. I nearly call you John there for some reason. Hi, Darlene. You have to forgive me eyesight, Jane. I nearly called you John. Hi, Cynthia. Oh, God, the eyes are going worse, I tell you. Hi, Esther. I'm doing okay. Oh, don't make me cry. I promised I wouldn't cry. Don't make me cry. Hi, John. Hi, Pauline. Just let me take a minute. I can't tell you, Connie, but I'm sure some of the others will. At this rate, I'll be putting my sunglasses on. I thought, right, I'm not going to cry. I haven't got my waterproof mascara on, so please don't make me cry. Thanks, Kazia. Trying to get over it, but it's hard, isn't it? Let's talk about other things, yeah. How's your first week at work been, Kaz? I'm trying not to, Kaz, because otherwise I'll be like Kiss, won't I? I'll have makeup all down my face. Yeah, I hope it stays on my eyes, Nathan, not down my face, yeah. Oh, now that's a good start, isn't it? It's a really pretty look, isn't it? Red nose and running mascara is a really pretty look, yeah. I envy these ladies who can cry prettily because I've never managed it. Yeah. Well, it's good that it's busy, Cass, because it passes the time on quickly if you're busy at work, doesn't it? How am I getting on with my cardigan? I've done the 44 squares for the body, and I'm doing the sleeves now. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm on my eighth out of 24 for the sleeves now. Thanks, Kazia. Although PayPal keeps asking me if I'm a robot, so every time I pay for anything, it keeps saying, I am not a robot. I don't know whether yours does or not. Oh dear. How are you all getting on with this petrol shortage? Don't suppose you're it's affecting you if you're in the US, is it really? But they're being a bit stupid over here. Queuing up at the pumps when they probably don't even need the petrol. My son did say around here it's easing off a bit, so perhaps everybody's Oh, thanks, John, yeah. Perhaps everybody's filled up round here, yeah. What if we are a robot? I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't pay anybody if we were a robot, yeah. Was a dance, weren't they? Showing me age now, where people used to dance like a robot. PayPal keeps sending you a code. Oh, right. Oh, you're joining us from your holiday. Well, I hope you're enjoying your holiday. I'm sorry you have to break into it to join us. Yeah. Hope it's not affecting your holiday having to join us lot on here. I'm still going into the researching into the mobility scooter stuff. Oh dear. The ones I like are really, really, really expensive. The ones that I like that aren't so expensive are out of stock. So yeah. Evie's on holiday. Yeah. Oh, you're in Mallorca. You're normally in Liverpool. Well, I hope Mallorca's treating you a bit better than here because it's been piddling down. Some people have had floods, haven't they? As they used to call it in my younger days when they didn't know how it was pronounced, Majorca. Yeah. I'm going to Majorca because they thought they had to pronounce the J. Yeah. Times have rolled on though since then, yeah. It's like Ypres, isn't it? You know, in the war. My father-in-law was there in the war and he used to call it wipers. I kept saying, no, it's called Ypres. But he would pronounce it wipers, yeah. Picture of you signing the Reading Register. I don't think I've been on Facebook much today. To be quite honest, I've been staying off social media this week for obvious reasons. I've just been on it odd times, yeah. I was playing ball with Rosie today. She's actually learnt, well, I think Poppy learned how to open the door. So she's been, boom, coming in like a whirlwind. How clever am I, Grandma? Bringing her ball. She's found out that Grandma's a muggins for throwing the ball, yeah. At least she's warming to me. Before she never warmed to me at all, really, but oh dear. Stop this. I'll be wearing my dark glasses in a minute. Yeah, I wonder where she learned that from. She came bounding in. Aren't I the clever one, yeah? And I'm like, oh. Put all the squares away, put everything away. It's all right when she chews the cheap stuff, but when she starts chewing the stuff that I'm making for this lady, yeah. I'm a bit disappointed with this wool, actually. Not with the wool itself. I'm not disappointed with the wool. But mine is a lot more colourful than this one. It's the same wool, the same colour. But for some reason or other, this one isn't as colourful. It's got a lot more of the dark colour in it. So I hope my lady's not oh, thank you, everybody. I hope my lady's not disappointed that it hasn't got as much pink because she fell in love with like the pink on my jacket. And I made myself a jacket all in the bright colours, and it really is a lot brighter, the older stock. I even went back to make sure I'd ordered the right. Whoa, I was sort of, you're doubting yourself. And I even looked online to see if I'd mixed it up with another yarn, maybe I got the wrong yarn. But no, I have got the right yarn, yeah. It's just that they altered it all. I thought you meant me for a minute, John. Then I'm just going to say it's a good while since I had a hubby. Hi, Elrose. I'm getting there slowly. Trying to crochet. Trying to get this finished off. I still got about 1,000,003 of the other squares to do. But I stopped because I was getting paid for this one. So the money will come in handy going towards my scooter, if I ever get one. Oh gosh, what am I doing? I'm not concentrating here. I am not concentrating very well. Hi, Seaside Mom. Hi, Jane. Yeah, this one's got a lot of the darker colours in it, this particular batch. I suppose it's different dye lots, isn't it, really? I can't tell you, Seaside Mum, I can't tell you. I'll let the others tell you. If I start talking about it, I'll cry, so I can't. Yeah. Somebody tell her, please. I can't. No, carry on going. I've only got about another. At least I've done the main part now. That bit's got pink in it, hasn't it? And that bit's got pink in it. But there's an awful lot of that dark colours like that. You know, dark blues and dark greens. Yeah, I'm hoping she likes it because she likes pink. And I keep trying to, well, I can't kind of judge where it's going to come. The pink, it just comes as it comes along the road, the ball. As you can see, this ball that's left not got a lot of pink in it. It's mostly blues and greens. Oh dear. I almost felt like unravelling my cardigan and using that, but I thought, no, that's going a bit far for a customer, isn't it? You know. Because my cardigan is really, really bright, yeah. Oh, my flower light, yeah, can you see it? Yeah. Yeah, I had to buy a 4-in-1 plug so I could find, I could plug it in. So, my friend might be coming tomorrow. I put my head in the way, aren't I now? Let's see if I can. I didn't mean to move the camera so much that way. There you are, you can see it twinkling behind me now. I've moved the camera. Arian bought it me and he doesn't like it. So I said, oh, look, I said, I managed to plug my light. And he went, oh, whoopee. He shouldn't have bought it me if he didn't like it, should he? But I've not been able to plug it in since I moved. So I'm really glad now I've managed to find a plug for it. There's some plugs behind that unit. Well, you can't see it because of my chair, can you? And I can't get to them because the unit's got backs in, so I would have to pull the whole unit out to get to it, yeah. My deer in the forest picture, yeah. Oh, you can't see it. He's on the wall. The stag's on the wall. He's been on the wall since I decorated. Yeah, he's definitely here with me, yeah. And I found my what's it called? Diffuser that puffs out. But you can't see it because it's behind me. Hi, Patricia. I can't put it anywhere higher up so you can see it. It's called Signet Boho Spirit, if you can read it. Whoops, where's it gone? Signet Boho Spirit. I mean, it is a lovely colour. It's just not what like the one she saw, you know. I'm just hoping that she'll have forgotten exactly what. I'm not sure it is the monarch of the Glen, Kaz. I just think it's just a stag. I don't think it's the famous picture. I just liked it, and my neighbour was getting rid of it. When they were moving, I adopted their cat. So I went down to discuss the arrangements about the cat, yeah. And he had a load of furniture like piled in the hall. And I said, what's all that? He said, oh, we're getting rid of it all. So I finished up with a lovely coffee table, which sadly hasn't come with me, a lamp, which sadly got broken, and the picture. So I said, oh, he said, do you like the picture? I went, yeah. He said, it was my mother-in-law's and we don't like it. I went, I do. So that's how come I finished up with it. I love my coffee table. It was like a threepenny bit shape. Was it 8 sides, 6 sides, whatever sides it is? But it was a bit big, so we didn't bring it with me. 6, 8, 10, 12, I've got to have 15. 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, I'd finished off 44 squares and I went to look at my jacket and I realised my jacket's different. One of the rows on my jacket is different to the rows I've been doing here, but I'm sure that lady won't remember. She won't remember, so I just won't have to wear my jacket when I deliver it. That's if I do deliver it, or whether she comes for it, I don't know what's going to happen to it. Well, I went to our local knit club. I've been going to go for ages. It's the one in the evenings on a Wednesday. So I toddles along there. It was shut. Apparently they'd gone somewhere on the Tuesday. They'd had an afternoon tea out or something on the Tuesday, so they didn't have the knit club on the Wednesday. Just me, the one day I went. Anyway, it's supposed to be on next Wednesday. But I don't know whether I'll be going, because I mean, I go to the other knit club on a Wednesday as well, so. No, it's only people being silly here in the UK. There wouldn't be any petrol shortage if people, if somebody hadn't said that petrol was going to be like rationed or something, if somebody hadn't said that, there wouldn't have been all this performance over here. But no, somebody had to open the big yap and say something about there might be shortages, and everybody's, woo, must fill up, must fill up. Even though they don't want to go anywhere and they don't want to do anything. The barmy. You know, they're stopping people who really need it getting it. You know, it could be nurses, doctors, care workers. It could be anybody who really, really needs the petrol. And yet some Sunday afternoon driver who goes out once a week is filling up and filling cans as well. Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah, they only have to mention a shortage of something. Somebody said somebody should mention a shortage of jobs. Yeah, it's panic, man. It's so silly. There's probably still people got millions of toilet rolls from before. You know, it's like, oh, there's a shortage of food or something. No, there isn't. There's a shortage of some kinds of food because it hasn't arrived yet. There's loads of other different kinds of food, yeah. Oh, they probably put the prices up. You're right there, Chris. You know, it's just stupid. Maybe there isn't the kind of actual food that you actually want that particular day, but there's plenty of other food. You can go and get something else. You're not going to starve, are you? Heaven forbid that some people should have to use something fresh. Oh, vegetables. Oh, I'm sure there's a whole culture of people who wouldn't even know where to start cooking something from fresh. If it doesn't come ready made, they don't know what to do with it, do they? I can remember when my son was small, there was some scare or other about glass in jars of baby food. And my contemporaries, like, we're going, oh, how can we feed our babies? How can we feed our babies? There's no food. And I'm thinking, blood and sand, you're not stupid, are you? You know what I mean? How can I feed my baby? There's no jars. Hello. It's called peel a potato, peel a carrot, and cook it for your baby. Your baby won't starve. There's plenty of food. Because it wasn't in a jar, they didn't know what to do. Oh, you're eating beefy space raiders, are you? Yeah, exactly. There's always some food. It's like when people say, oh, I've only got so much money to last me the week. Yeah. You can get potatoes, carrots, you can get all sorts of things really, really cheap. You can throw something together to feed your kids with. Just because it's not Maccadees or KFC, you think you're blooming starving, don't you? Should have had the rations in the war. Everybody's spoilt these days, yeah. Yeah, grocery shortage. We should start a job shortage. Tell them there's jobs are short. Nobody's going to get a job, and let's see them all start. See if they go and get one. Yeah, they don't start saying there's a shortage of something like potatoes, do they? There's a shortage of carrots. You can't have any carrots. Ooh. That wouldn't affect most people because they don't buy carrots. They say, oh, well, it's okay if there's no fresh carrots. We'll just buy frozen ones. The Dumbo. I don't think some people associate frozen food with being fresh in the first place. You can't stay long, you've got a girlfriend. Oh my goodness me. A girlfriend. John's got a new girlfriend. Woohoo. Oh, well, we know there's been a shortage of brain cells for a long time, Chris. Oh, it'll be a shortage of something, Connie. They have to make it up as they go along, don't they? Well, you treat her nice, and I hope she treats you nice, John. Don't be running off getting drunk, putting her off. I've got ABBA's Voulez-Vous stuck in my head. Voulez-Vous. I was listening to it while I was putting my makeup on. That's why it's stuck in my head. Oh God, rations in the war were terrible. I don't know how our parents did it. Well, my parents, you're probably your grandparents, but when you see how little they had, what they had to eat, it's no wonder they were all thin. There were no fatties during the war, I tell you. There wouldn't have been any programme of My £600 Life during the war. It would have been my £150 programme. Hello, Inherited Stitches. Hello there. Enid, isn't it? Enid, yeah. Hello, Enid. I don't know whether I'll be glad when I finish this. I'm actually quite enjoying doing these little squares. It's been a change from doing those other squares. I've still got to go back to those afterwards. I don't even know how many I've got to do. I've never even bothered to count because I thought it might put me off, you know. I think I've done 160 of the other squares. I'm going to spread these out tomorrow while the pup's not in. And then I can maybe get the back. How you saying? Maybe get the back, you know, get the squares together in. I have to lay them all out to get them in the colours, you know, how I want them. So I'll have to sort of lay them out somewhere. Oh God, it takes ages to go round a throw with a board. It's bad enough when you're just doing a show. Yeah. Oh, my lady will like this square. This is mostly pink. I think she would have liked it if I'd have done all the squares in pink. But sadly, that's not the way it runs. I'll put her some pink buttons on. That'll cheer her up. Yeah. Yeah, you think, oh, I've finished now. I've only got the border to do, don't you? Yeah, famous last words. I'm like that when I've done all these squares. I think, oh, I've done now. But then I've got to go around them all in black. And then I've got to sew them all together or crochet them all together, whichever way. But I need to lie them all flat and not get interrupted. The trouble is we've got no table at the minute. Well, we have got a table, but it's not up. Oh, yeah. Well, we don't tell anybody our age on here, Seaside Mum. Yeah. I know we were talking today about, you know, the fuel prices have gone up. I don't mean fuel for the car. I mean energy prices have really shot up, like our gas and our electric. And I was saying, oh, well, I'll get my winter fuel payment soon. And then I thought, oh, God, when I get it, it'll be my birthday when I get it. I'm not looking forward to that one. Being 75 is bad enough, but being 76. Do you know this year's flown by? Absolutely flown by. I mean, we've been here now. 9 months we've been here now. Could have had a baby, couldn't we? Not that any of us will. It's one of my great-granddaughter's birthday tomorrow. She's 4. She's the youngest girl. She's not the youngest great-grandchild, but she's the youngest girl. She's 4. Yeah. They bought her a karaoke machine. I said, you're not going to be very popular, are you? He said, I don't care if it stays there. I hope she doesn't want to bring it with us when she visits. It's 10 months. December the 18th we moved in, Nathan. Yes, so it is round about 10 months. The first 6 months were horrendous, weren't they? So we don't count them. We had a guy come to give us a price for the front drive, and because the front drive is horrendous. It's just like a mud puddle. I don't know whether they're having it done or not. He just came. Oh, Trev's gone live, has he? Say hello to Trev for me. So I don't know whether we'll be having it done. I suppose it depends on what the estimate was. Oh, thank you, Patricia. I like it as well. I like bold things. Yeah. If I had my way, I would really jazz up the conservatory. It's pale pink and pale lemon at the moment with grey furniture. I want to chuck a Tiffany lamp in there and a big rug. But it's not my decision, so. We've got those white shutter blinds. Yeah. You know, really warm and cosy, aren't they? It's like sitting in the dentist's waiting room. Oh dear. Ooh. You've got a glass of cherry coke. I've got my coffee. And I've also, if I get round to it, got some strawberry, what is it? Strawberry wine seltzer. It'll be strawberry with no wine. Everybody's charging more for everything, Lydia. I mean, it's going to put the price of food up, isn't it? If they're putting the price of the fuel up and there's no drivers. The trouble is, you see, it never goes down again, does it? I can remember last time there was a shortage of something or other, and all the food went up in price, and it never ever came down again. It's like our pension, you know, over here, it never goes up. Well, it does. It goes up by about 3p a week, yeah. It doesn't go up in relation to the cost of living. I mean, I'm one of the lucky pensioners, really, in the fact that I'm now living here. But I mean, some pensioners are having to manage, you know, to run a house and pay their bills and everything. I don't know how they do it, because our pension's absolutely rubbish. You know, I feel so sorry for anybody who's on a basic pension and trying to, you know, keep afloat, really. Yeah, I need a glass of wine. You're right there. Oh, hello, Anna. Yeah, it has been a long time. Where have you been? Yeah. Oh, in England, we've only got to have 3 sunny days, and they say we're having a drought. You think with all the rain we have in the UK, wouldn't you? You'd think we would never be in a drought situation. God knows what they do. They say it's the wrong kind of rain, it goes down the drains, and I'm thinking, well, why can't you? You know, you look at tiny little countries in the middle of the sea, and they have desalination plants and everything, and they don't go short of water. You know, so why can't we? You know, oh, that's so stupid, Lydia, isn't it? You know, we don't need to use a broom or water because it rains. You got an LLC for your business. What's one of them, Anne? I'm sorry if I'm being a bit ignorant, but I don't know what an LLC is. England could collect water anywhere, but they don't. They're being stupid. There's enough rainfalls in the UK to keep everybody in water for everywhere. But we don't collect it. We're stupid. Yeah. 3 days of sunshine and it's like, oh, drought, drought, drought. Yeah, you'll have to tell me what an LLC is, Anna, because I don't know. I didn't see Lolly's message, not since she said she was closing her shop. That's the last one I've seen. Limited liability company. Sounds expensive, that, Anna. Sounds like you have to register for tax or something. That's why I never went self-employed. I never had to, actually, because I never earned enough. I did ring up and they said, how much do I earn? And I said, you mean how much profit do I have when I'm crocheting and stuff? So I told them and they said, how much do you earn in a year? And I told them and they said, oh, don't bother. You know, you can't go self-employed with that. You don't earn enough. It's been raining, but and we had a thunderstorm, thunder and lightning the other day, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I went into it, Anna, but you know, to be quite honest, I don't produce enough to be taxed anything. You're allowed to earn so much when you're retired anyway, because we get such a pittance of a pension that, you know, it doesn't put us into the earning tax bracket. No matter, I'd have to earn a lot of money from my crocheting, which I don't, to ever put me in that kind of tax bracket. So I didn't bother registering. I was self-employed, obviously, when I had the shop. And what a performance that was, trying to be unself-employed. The tax office, it took them 5 years to realise I was working for someone else and I wasn't self-employed anymore and I hadn't got the shop anymore. 5 years, I kept getting these final demand notes. Oh dear. No, I didn't see that message, Kaz. No. Oh right, I see, Chris. Well, mine was a limited company. I suppose it's the same as that limited, whatever it is, LLC. Ours was a company. I mean, not that I went into debt. I paid all my debts off when I left my shop. I finished up with nothing, but I didn't owe anything when I, sold the shop. Yeah, I came out with absolutely nothing. Yeah. I mean, people have said to me, why didn't you just go bankrupt and that? And I couldn't do that because I owed people money for the wool, you know, and I wouldn't do that. I wanted to hold my head up high and come out of it, having paid everybody that I owed money to, including the Inland Revenue. I mean, it did take me a while to pay it off. It did take me like 6 to 12 months to pay everybody off, but I made sure I did pay everybody. Some people said, oh, you should have just gone bankrupt and walked away from it, but I couldn't do that. I just couldn't. Wool companies deserve to be paid because they've given me the credit. When I was struggling and that, they gave me credit and let me have wool with the promise that I would pay for it when I could. So I wasn't going to make them suffer just because I couldn't pay them, yeah. I mean, it'll keep me warm in the winter, Anna, if it's a sweater dress. I haven't really been wearing my woolies the same as I used to when I was My other house, yeah. Now they've had floods in certain parts. You know, some places get floods all the time. Thank goodness I don't think we hope we don't get flooded here. If we do get flooded here, it'll be a bit of a disaster because we're lower than the sea. But it's been about 50 odd years since there was last a flood around here. So hopefully the sea defences will hold everything. And hopefully the drains will hold everything else, yeah. Um, no, not really. I had a big sale, but no other shops were interested in buying it from me. I gave away knitting needles, circular needles. I gave away lots of stuff. Um, yeah, I gave away wool at ridiculously silly prices just before I shut. You know, literally like 20 pence a ball, you know, stuff that cost £5. But I'd just got to the stage where I needed to get rid of everything. But nobody wanted to buy anything. Well, my regulars they bought, but it was people I didn't even know coming in. You know, when I had, um, when I had my big sale, and you got a bit peevish, thinking, well, you never came in when I had a shop, so why are you coming in when it's like 20 pence a ball? You're all here like vultures, around a carcass. Yeah. And they're all saying, "Oh, you've closed down." And I thought, well, if you didn't keep going on the market to buy your wool, I wouldn't be closing down. Or, "Oh, you're closing down. We always buy me patterns from you." Yeah, well, if you buy your pattern from me, I get about 20 pence. If you'd have bought your wool from me, then I would have got some profit, and then I would still be in business. So people are very fickle, customers. Very, very fickle. People say, "Oh, I would love to have a wool shop," and I'm like, really? People say, if you had the money, like, would you reopen? And I'm like, no, wouldn't put myself through that anymore. No way. Maybe if I was 30 or something like that, I would. But people are so fussy these days. They want hand-dyed this, cashmere that, Angora, whatever it is, lamb's wool. If they want acrylic, they just go on the market. So, is it warmer? No, I don't think so. No, I think the other house was warmer. Um, Maybe because I used to have the heating on all the time. You're going to be a great grandma, Patricia. I've got about 9 of them, I think. Well, I don't know 2 of them because they're step ones. 3 of them, sorry, because they're step ones. I don't think we'll have any more. The next ones will be great great grandchildren, and I hope my 15-year-old isn't thinking along those lines. She better not be producing any babies. She better go to college or wherever it is she's going to. It's a boy. Woohoo! I've never really had the pleasure of being a grandma. I'm a grandma by default, if you know what I mean, but I've not got any blood grandchildren. My son's not got any children of his own, if you know what I mean. Oh, I'm so far behind with YouTube videos that Mandy Kendra's back now, isn't she? She came back last week. Woohoo! Oh God, yeah, you don't have days off. In your days off, you go into the warehouse and picking things up. I can honestly say that being in business was one of the factors that my marriage didn't work. Well, only one of the factors. Because I had to work Saturdays and it used to piss him off completely. It used to bother me as well because you can never plan a weekend away. You can never just go somewhere on the spur of the moment. You know, when you have your own business, you're there. On a Saturday, you have to be. It's one of your busiest days, you know. So you can't plan anything for a weekend. You know, people have weddings and stuff. You've got to plan to get people in to cover for you. You know, it's not much fun having your own business. You have to be prepared to work 7 days a week and not go anywhere. Even going on holiday is a nightmare because you have to leave staff and you have to, you know, tell them what to do and everything like that. No Miguel as yet and no Shadows yet, but they both came in very late last week. So we shall see. Yeah, going away on holiday for a week or a fortnight, it's a nightmare. You know, you had to leave your staff, and obviously your staff are not you. I mean, I'm not saying they don't work, but they do slack off when you're not there. You know, they don't. You know, you're taking to write down when you're on holiday. You come back and you think, what the heck's happened? You know. The topic is having your own business at the moment. That's what the topic is at the minute. About how you don't have any time to yourself, especially when you've got a shop, you know, and you've got to open your shop because if you don't open your shop, you don't have any trade. And it's really bad. People who say, "Oh, I'd love to have a shop. I'd love to have my own business." Yeah, just wave goodbye to your life if you do that. Yeah, it was me who ran the shop, ran the home, cleaned the house, took the kid everywhere. Is it any wonder I was worn out? Good evening, Craft Angel. You're crocheting a hood on your poncho. I've only ever crocheted baby ponchos. I need to. Yeah, sell them from home, Trish. Just sell them online. Don't bother opening a shop. I mean, I was looking into getting a stall just for Christmas, like, but you know, it's by the time you've paid the stall, and with me not having a card, have to pay somebody to take me there and get there. And as I say, when I went to that craft show, nobody was buying anything. So I thought to myself, there's no point. But I do need to sell my inventory, so I'm hoping to get to see this lady who is in St Anne's who's got a craft shop, and she's going to help me make a web page. But until I get myself a scooter, that's not going to happen. Yeah. You're crocheting a Halloween cowl. Woo. Yeah, my word of mouth stopped, so obviously since I moved here, because nobody knows me from Adam. Yeah. So I don't know how I'm going to start up selling anything here. As I said before, I don't want a business anymore, but I do need to get rid of my stock. No, I don't celebrate Halloween either, Kaz. My friend who's supposed to be calling tomorrow, she goes crackers over Halloween, and I don't know why. She's going, don't you want a wreath for your front door? I'm like, no. Maybe have a Christmas wreath, but I don't want a Halloween wreath. Don't you want to decorate for autumn? Like, no. I think you either love Halloween or you hate it, and I hate it. I think it's just a commercial claptrap, yeah. It's like all these grandma days and granddad days. They'll be having I love my cat days next, won't they? Anything to make you buy a card. Anything to make you spend money. No, I just don't like Halloween. I think it's commercial claptrap. And as for sending kids door to door, whoa, no. With all what goes on in the world, I wouldn't let my kids go knocking on strangers' doors, would I? Heck? Encouraging him to go knocking on doors, getting sweets and chocolate off strangers. You spend half your life telling them not to take anything off a stranger, and then you send them round door to bloody door, you know. Oh, God, no. Hiya, Kate. No, I just don't agree with sending children out to knock on people's doors. It's dangerous in this day and age. It is, it's dangerous these days. There's too many weirdy people knocking about. Kids don't understand. Kids just think they're knocking on a door and getting some sweeties, don't you? Yeah, but do they, Nathan? Do they go with them? Too busy watching Coronation Street to get off the backside and go with the kids. Might interrupt the television watching if you had to go anywhere with the kids. Gosh. Can't get off the phone long enough to do anything with the kids, half of them. Yeah. I wouldn't let my kid out no matter how old it was. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't let my kid go out on his own, knocking on doors anymore. When I was a kid, it was different. But we didn't do Halloween. We used to go cob coaling. We used to go out asking for money for penny for the guy, for fireworks, for bonfire night, which you don't have in America. We have Guy Fawkes night on November the 5th, where we frighten all the dogs and cats to death with fireworks. Oh, Christmas is different. You don't have people knocking on your door at Christmas, do you? No, we used to do penny for the guy, but there was always a gaggle of us. We never went out on our own. And we used to have to sing for our pennies. Oh, teenagers trick-or-treating, they're cheeky. You don't give them anything, they throw eggs at your door and all sorts, yeah. mean, I don't like fireworks at all, really. I think, I'm a right party pooper. I don't mind an organised display, but I don't like just them selling them to kids who shove them through people's letterboxes and frighten old people and cats and dogs to death. You know, they should only sell them like probably the day before bonfire night, I think. They shouldn't be able to sell them before that. Oh gosh, I don't know where they find the fireworks from. They go off like cannons round here. And it's the teenagers. Where do they get their money from? I mean, some of the fireworks are pounds each. I don't mean £1. I mean, they're pounds each. And they have firework displays like they must spend hundreds of pounds. Where I lived before, there used to be an idiot that lived at the back of me. And he used to spend about £500 every bonfire night for his kids for fireworks. They were going off for hours. Boom, boom, bang. Frightening everybody to death. And one of them was an industrial fireworks, and it actually blew all the windows out on the back of somebody's house. He never admitted it was him, but we knew it was. But it was one of those kind of guys where you didn't go and tell him it, nobody get dead go near him. He was a right thug. You daren't mention anything. Oh. He had a chainsaw once and chopped down a load of trees. And then they put some chains across the park to stop these, what do they call them, little 4x4 things the kids ride, off-road vehicles. Well, his kids had them. So he went out with a chainsaw in the middle of the night and chopped all these chains down so his kids could go in the park and wreck it all. So you didn't, you didn't go up against him, yeah. No, sadly we don't. I mean, if it was one night, we could keep the animals in. It used to be one night you had to watch your animals and not take them out, cover them up and put the radio on. But now it's like for weeks, lead up to bonfire night, after the bonfire night. Every time somebody has a birthday, boom, boom, bang, boom. Every time a baby's born, boom, boom, bang, bang. Yeah. I think they should only be for sale once a year. That's enough. Yeah, New Year's Eve, if it's I just don't like them anyway. Yeah, why do they sell fireworks when it's not a specific time? Yeah. Oh, he was definitely. Nobody had dared go near him. You daren't criticise him, otherwise he'd come round and do something. I mean, the lad across the road had his windows blown out, and then when he kind of said to the police he thought he knew who it was, he had battery acid poured all over his car. Mm. And we all know who did that, don't we? But nobody dared say anything. Bit like the mafiosa, you know what I mean? I'm glad we've moved. Although he did calm down a lot. Yeah, he is. I used to feel sorry for his neighbours having to live near him. He cordoned off part of the park, put fencing round it and called it his garden. It was public land. Yeah, it's not right when they just have their own little firework display. I mean, we did when I was little, but we used to have, sparklers and little fireworks, little little innocuous fireworks that were pretty. It's just become the norm, hasn't it, to have bangers that go off like cannons, you know. Yeah, back in I'm in the 40s and 50s, me. Oh, just had a message from somebody. Maybe it's my friend telling me whether she's coming or not tomorrow. Oh, Jennifer knows I am on live. So why does she send me a message? Why do you send? Hey, how are you holding up? I'm on live. I am on my live. She does it every week. I've not had a message from my friend saying she's coming or not tomorrow. Hopefully she'll send me a message. Hey, how many squares have I done? How many squares? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've done 10, so that's almost one sleeve. Oh, another message from her. She just said sorry. We've got nice neighbours here. Got next door's got 3 children, I think, but you wouldn't know because we're detached anyway. And next door the other way, it's one of those a care house where they do respite. They have I think they've got about 3 or 4 men that live there that have got learning difficulties. But they're no trouble. We don't hear anything. It's very quiet around here. I mean, my next door neighbour in where I lived before was quiet enough, but she was just a slob, you know. The back garden was awful. It was just full of all sorts, mattresses, shopping carts, old prams, old everything. I mean, I'm surprised we sold the house, you know. I mean, I had to go at the landlord, and he just didn't care. She had grass that was about that high, yeah. Man, it did hide the shopping trolleys and everything she had in the back garden. She had 2 young children, and I don't know. You would think she would do the garden, wouldn't you, so they could go out and play, wouldn't you? If I had 2 young children and a massive, massive garden, I would be thinking long garden, swings, trampoline, you know, somewhere for the kids to play, secure, because they couldn't get out, if you know what I mean. But no, she didn't do anything. And all she said when I mentioned it to her was, well, the landlord doesn't do anything. I said, well, you're supposed to do it. You rent it. You're supposed to do it. Oh, well, the landlord won't do it. You know, I'm like, Well, we had rats. We had rats from next door. But the rat man wouldn't go into her house because she was never in. And he kept saying, I can't go into her backyard unless I get her permission. So she was never in when he came. We had rats. Not in the house, thankfully, but we had rats in the garden. And the council, I mean, I reported her to the environmental health because she had old mattresses and all sorts in. And they said the same thing. We're not allowed to go into her garden without permission. I said, well, get the landlord's permission. I collared him on the village and I said to him, what are you going to do? And he goes, well, I can't just go. I said, you can go in the back garden. I said, it's your property. I said, you're telling me as a landlord, I said, you won't even go round the back and have a look. Oh, we were always complaining, the neighbours and stuff, but we never got anywhere. I dread to think, I mean, luckily the couple who bought the house, I don't think they looked in her back garden, but oh dear. Nobody's seen my neighbour, my new tenants, or whatever you want to call them, new house owners. I asked the lady across the street, I said, how are you getting on? She goes, we don't see him. We don't know her. You know, we never see him. It was past mowing. It needed a scythe or something, you know. It was past a mow. You know, you can't mow anything that's about 3 foot high, can you? And you couldn't mow it anyway because it was full of all sorts of bits of prams, bits of old shopping trolleys, bits of bikes. And she had black bin bags all over the back garden. There could have been all sorts in there. She was just a slob. And every time I tried to speak to her nicely, you didn't get anywhere. She's like, ah. All I got from the landlord was, well, she's got mental health issues. I said, I don't care. I said, you haven't got mental health issues. It's your house. You go in and sort it. Oh, I thought she was doing a bit better. I said, well, no, she's not. I said, she'd lost me a couple of sales, which she did. And unfortunately, I did sell it in the end. Yeah. I feel sorry for the couple on the other side of her because their kitchen window overlooks their garden. I said to her, Lilith, I said, how on earth do you manage looking out your kitchen window at that heap? She says, oh, it is difficult. I said, yeah, get her to sort it. Oh, dear. I mean, I used to look at, I couldn't do my garden, but I didn't let it go to rack and ruin. I used to find the money somehow to get a gardener to come and mow mine and, you know, just like keep it tidy. I mean, I didn't have the money, but I had to find it because I didn't want my garden going to rack and ruin. You know. I know it's so difficult. Nobody wants to know when you're living next door to. I mean, I was actually living next door to this house. You know the kind I mean, where the curtains droop down like that because they're all ripped off the runners. And when I looked out my bedroom window into our bedroom windows were like bay windows, so you could see into each other's bay window. And it was filthy, absolutely filthy. She'd never cleaned, I don't think, since she moved in that house. There was an old crisp bag on the window bottom that was there a year and a half. She never drew her curtains back. It was filthy, that house. So I was glad in a way to move. But I mean, quiet. She was quiet as a mouse. She was never any trouble. Oh, God, it was worse than Daisy and Onlows. Yeah. But I mean, when you've got two small children, wouldn't you want your children to play outdoors? But she didn't, obviously. One day she was lay on a towel in the middle of all the garbage bags and the old bits of sunbathing in a bikini one day. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. Hi, Marie. Yeah, I'm getting there. We're just not talking about it today. Um, Professional mouse. I know when she got overrun with mice, they were a devil to get rid of. Thankfully, we've never been. Oh, God, here we go. Idiots. Thought we'd done well. Thought we'd done well without getting any yobs. We've got one. Must be nothing on the telly tonight. Billy No Mates is on. Oh, God, yeah, it's a lovely neighbourhood here. The worst thing we've got to contend with is a bit of dog dirt, yeah. From some people on the seafront who don't pick up after themselves. Do you know we have bins about every 150, 200 yards here? So why people cannot pick up after their dogs, I don't know. I'm sure my son and daughter-in-law tap dance upstairs. To say they don't wear shoes when they're upstairs, it sounds like they've got clogs on. No, people around here are good with their gardens. They don't have Daisy and Onslow gardens around here. People around here mostly look after their well. We're the ones who let the side down at the moment because our front is terrible. It's mud and weeds. As I said, we had a guy came round yesterday to give us an estimate, so I don't know whether we're having him or not to do something with the drive and the front of the house. I'll have to wait and see. We did have estimates like at the beginning of the year, but they were just a bit ridiculous. They must have thought we'd won the lottery, I think. You wonder where they get the prices from. They must look at the area and think, oh, they're worth a few bob round here. Well, we could get a few bob out of them. And you're like, are you serious? You cannot be serious with your estimate. We didn't want the whole road tarmacking. We just wanted our drive. And of course, we've got a horrendous vet bill. People they used to say that on my street where I used to live before. We used to have horses go up and down, and they were always like, why do people not pick up after the horses? I said, oh, stop whinging. They only come up about once a week. And they don't always poop. Just go out and get a shovel and put it on your garden, for God's sake, stop whining, It wasn't as if it was like a constant, God, when I was little, there was horse-drawn everything. They used to poop everywhere. Yeah, I think a lot of it is because, like, they think with the COVID situation, they can charge what they want, don't they? Yeah. Right, I'm going to eat this biscuit now. I've only had a little bit of Red Heart Super Saver. It's expensive over here. I know it's like a staple commodity in the US, but it's quite expensive over here because they've got to import it, haven't they? Yeah, the old red heart that was like really stiff. It was brilliant if you're making slippers or handbags or anything like that. Anything that's soft and floppy is absolutely no use for slippers. I looked at some rainbow red heart yesterday it was, on Amazon, and it was £8 for one ball. £8. That's about $10 to you. Our COVID benefits have stopped here. I think it was yesterday or this week. I don't think we have any Amish in the UK. I was watching a thing about the Amish. It was an old Murder, She Wrote. That was about Amish. They sew beautiful quilts, don't they, the Amish? We have a riding school that comes past about once a week. It seems to me like no matter what you buy, everything seems to come from Turkey. Unless you buy hand-dyed. Who can afford that? Wool Warehouse in the UK sells some American yarns, like Karen, Simply Soft and things. But they don't do I did look at their, oh God, what was it? Oh, can't think what it was. It looks a bit like boho, but they only had it in 3 colours. Haha. I buy wool every now and again from Wool Warehouse or Derrimores, but Unforgettable, that's the one. But they only had 3 colours on Wool Warehouse. They had the dragonflower, which I've used a lot of. That's a lovely colour. It's all sort of blues and turquoises. But the other 2 colours I didn't like. Some of the rainbow yarns I looked online are so expensive. Oh, will you go away, Mr. Webcam? Hot girls and stuff. You're just being stupid, aren't you? Who the hell wants to watch webcams? Nobody. Just go away. You're on the wrong. Whatever. Oh, hello. Rosie just bashed the door open. Most people around here have stopped wearing the masks. Oh, you got yours in your bottom. We have ours in our arms. It's getting near flu jab time. I don't know whether they'll do a booster, you know, for the COVID or not. I don't know. No, she taught Rosie how to open doors. I have to sleep at night with a CPAP machine on. Honest to God. I had a horrible dream the other night. I dreamt somebody pushed me off the top of a skyscraper. The yarn we can get in the wool we can get. I keep calling it wool. I can't call it yarn. We get in the UK acrylic. It's always soft. So it's rubbish if you're making a handbag or you're making slippers or anything like that. I haven't bought much. I've only bought for orders recently. I daren't. I've got a shed full. No room at the inn for any more yarn. I've literally reached a saturation point. I never thought I'd say that, but I now look at the yarn and think, I can't fit it in. Before, I used to manage to squash it in somewhere. When you live in a 3-bedroom house, there's always room to squash something in somewhere. But living here, forget it. No room at the inn. My shed is full. If I can get rid of some of the crocheted garments, I can get another shelf in. But at the moment, I've got a massive doll's house sitting on my table in there, taking up room. But I'm still waiting for my son to put the electric in so I can have a light and I can have some heating in there. So I'm still waiting for him to do that. They've actually written a list of things to do on the dining room wall. And my shed is actually written on there. But my son is working now, so, you know, things get put back. Why he didn't do it when he wasn't working, I don't know. Yeah, a big scratchy sort of stiff yarn's great for toys and stuff, isn't it? You know, soft and floppy's no good, because especially if you're doing things with a neck, because they just go flop about, don't they? You know, you need big, thick and scratchy, don't you, to do a toy? Oh, there goes Rosie. I don't know why she's barking. Barking her head off. She sounds nice. I had an aunt that looked a bit like the granny off Beverly Hillbillies, yeah. Oh, she is. I was creeping to bed the other night and I dropped my phone in the hall. God, she backed her little head off. And last night the toast popped up. I was having a sneaky piece of toast before I went to bed. And she's it was blooming toaster. Just popping up a bit of toast. And she's upstairs. She's got ears like a... My auntie was called Janie. That's what she was christened. She wasn't christened Jane, she was Janie. Janie. And her mum was a Janet, which is who I am named after. My grandma on my dad's side. Oh, my shed's on the list. It will get done sometime. It'll have to get done before winter because otherwise I won't be able to go in it because I won't be able to see what I'm doing. I bought all the electrical stuff. We've got it all. You know, the special wire stuff that goes, across the garden and won't short out if it gets wet. We've got all that. I bought all that. It cost me a fortune. I'm going to buy a little, what do they call them? Like a halogen heater. Yeah, I don't think I can get Mary Maxim. Oh, Jeannie, yeah. No, I had an auntie that was called Alice, but she was called Mary Alice. So we used to call her Mary Alice. They used to have a lot of two names. I mean, I knew somebody was called Sarah Ann and used to call her Saran. Yeah. There was a thing maybe in the 20s for giving people two names. My dad was called John, and everybody, his friends used to call him Jack, although we never did. And if anybody came to the front door, apparently, when his mum and said, is Jack in? She says, nobody called Jack lives here and shut the door. Oh, God, Americans don't know the born with places to get yarn. We don't have anything. We have little tiny wool shops. Or we have to order everything online. If I'm ordering online, I wait until I've got like a £30 order and then I don't have to pay postage. Tell you what annoys me is IKEA. IKEA is the only place I know that no matter how much you order, they charge you postage. You know, you can be ordering £200, £300 worth of stuff and they still charge you postage, delivery. They're the only firm I know who gets away with that. Yeah, they have all these, what do they call them? Not garage sales, where they get all that wool with no label on. What's it called? Is it a garage sale? Like clearance stuff. It's big bags of stuff with no label on. I don't know what it's called. They get all that over there in America. We don't get it over here. Can't think what it's called. I've got some in the shed. A tent sale, is it? Yeah. I got some in the shed that somebody in America got for me. I paid her for it. But she got it for me. It was really cheap, yeah. Marry young and have lots of kids. I hope you didn't take that seriously. Mill Ends, that's the one. We don't have anything like that over here. Occasionally you get market stalls that have bags of wool with no labels on. We used to get that from Berry Market. Ian, that comes on here, came with us, me and Kelly, one day. I don't know whether he bought any, but we did. I still got some in the shed, actually, that I bought. I used to go up to Berry Market. I used to like that. Used to have some good bargains on Berry Market. The market here only sells cheap stuff. They don't have any bargains, any bargain bags are out like that. I used to like going to the old-fashioned knit and sew exhibitions because they used to have lots and lots of bargains. But now it's all paper craft and card making and stuff, cross stitch and that blinking diamond painting. You go to them nowadays, there's hardly any wool there at all. And they charge you about 10 quid to get in. It's not worth it. I think IKEA's cheeky. You know, when you're ordering £200 and £300 worth of stuff from them, they're charging you £7 for delivery or something. They charge you £7 if you're ordering one tiny little thing. Yeah, I stopped going to the knitting and craft shows because of that, because there was never any knitting there. And that's for crochet, Bertha. Never even heard of crochet. Mind you, when I went to the last Wool Fest I went to up in Cockermouth, it was all hand-dyed yarn. And if you mentioned crochet, it was like, oh, wash your mouth out, crochet. Well, we only knit here, yeah. Oh my goodness me, tent sales, we don't have anything like that. All right, Patricia. Yeah, my back tells me I've got to lie down a lot as well. The Orange Devil's a £15 ginger tabby. I did wonder what you meant by that. It likes to come and annoy, does it? Next door's cat used to come into our garden until Poppy chased it a few times. I don't think it comes in anymore now. I think it learnt its lesson. No, diamond paint is not for me. I mean, if people like it, fair enough. I'm not knocking it. It's just not for me, you know. I'd like a cat, but of course we can't have one. Oh no, these purists, you know, with the hand-dyed brigade, they only ever seem to knit socks and shawls. That's all they ever seem to knit. I need one more than I've got a sleeve. Takes 12 squares for a sleeve. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. When I used to belong to a knit club in Bolton, I don't think they ever bought more than one skein of yarn. So they used to pay like £30 for one skein of yarn, and then they'd make socks. And I used to nearly cry. You know, and I'm thinking, oh, you're paying £30 for one skein of yarn and you're making a pair of socks. putting them in your shoes and wearing a hole in them. I'm sorry, but I can't pay £30 for anything. It would have to be gold. I used to watch a lady on the YouTube, and every week she'd be buying some woman or other's yarn. And all she ever did was make toys. I used to think, you paid all that money for yarn and you're making a toy. More money than sense. Rose is a terrier. Apparently she's a Patterdale or part Patterdale. But her legs are too long. When she stands up on her hind legs, she comes up to my chin. The vet said she was part Patterdale, part maybe Lurcher. We didn't know. My friend Sue's got 2 Jack Russells, but she's in Scotland, so that's not much good to you, is it? I don't think Rosie would know what to do. By nature, she's supposed to be a ratter. Well, her breed is if she was a full Patterdale, but I don't think Rosie got it in her. I don't think she'd chase anything. Oh, my cat used to climb to the top of a Christmas tree. But Buster was the worst with a Christmas tree. He used to lie underneath it and bat all the bubbles. I could only have bubbles from like halfway up the tree to the top. I couldn't have any at the bottom because he used to spend all his time doing that. And yet he never bothered about much else. You know, he never bothered. Oh, he did like a ball with a squeaker. But then he used to squeak and squeak and squeak and squeak until the squeaker fell out. But next door, you know, the horrible ones next door to him, he used to hate me getting him a ball with a squeaker. I used to think, yeah. She said, I'm not being funny. But you know, squeaking goes over the top of the television. You never heard what called what? What they miss, Nathan? What they call what? Oh, baubles, yeah. Yeah, Christmas tree baubles, that's what they're called. Glittering things you hang on a tree. Called a bauble. Gigi's parents have been looking at new puppies, but they haven't decided yet. They sent me a video of these lovely little puppies, but they were kind of long for a Chihuahua. They looked a bit as though they'd been crossed with a Dachshund, to be quite honest. I said it differently, bauble. It's a mint aero, yeah. Ooh, that bright green. And it's not got colouring, has it? That's a natural colour of a mint, isn't it? Yeah, right. Wonder what it says. In the list of ingredients, green colouring. I've probably eaten 1,000,000 calories. Oh, I can't read what it says. What it's got in it. Ingredients, sugar, vegetable oil, cocoa butter, natural flavouring, colours, copper complexes of chlorophyll something or other. May contain peanuts. Well, there's no peanuts in this. Now they're £1 here. £1. Probably about $1.25, is it? That's how much I paid for this. £1. They're not as bubbly as they used to be. They used to be like really bubbly when you put them in your mouth. But now they're not. This is 90 gram. 90 gram and it's £1. I got a caramel bar the other day, a Cadbury's one. And it was like the old Caramac, if you ever remember that, if you're from the UK. It was like sort of a white, almost white chocolate. Oh, the UK's got brilliant chocolate. Man, yeah, I like Swiss chocolate best. It is just gorgeous. Yeah, I thought it was a caramel bar I'd picked up, but it was like the old Caramac. It was weird. I ate it though. No, Cadbury's isn't the same. It's all to do with the chocolate, isn't it? The price of chocolate. They started using some different kind of chocolate. Yeah, the Cadbury's in America isn't the same as the Cadbury's over here, I believe. So I have it on good authority from a friend of mine. Yeah, they ruin everything, don't they? Can't use this, you can't use that. People are allergic to this. I'm sorry if people are allergic to it, don't flip and eat it. The rest of us are not allergic to it. Palm oil is disgusting stuff because it ruins the trees. Oh, they don't use palm oil over here. Yeah, but it's doing something nasty to the trees. I'm sure I read something about palm oil. Yeah, I know there was something, Chris. I never knew anybody with an allergy to anything when I was growing up. So they must be putting rubbish in our food. I never knew a soul who had an allergy to peanuts either. What's all this allergies to peanuts? How come? I don't like nuts at all. I don't like them. I'm not allergic to them. I could technically eat them. They wouldn't do any damage to me. I just don't like the taste of them. I definitely don't like peanuts because they got salt on them. But I'm not allergic to them. I can't say, oh, I don't eat nuts because I'm allergic. But when I say to people, if it's got nuts on, I don't want it, or it's got nuts in it, I don't want it. And people say, oh, you're allergic to it. I'm like, no, just don't like them. But, I just don't like the taste. End of story. I don't like pineapples, but I'm not allergic to them. And I don't know what this thing is with pepperoni. This family here seem to buy everything with damn pepperoni and I won't eat it. And my son's like, oh, what's up with you getting it? And I'm like, I don't like pepperoni, end of story. Oh, she's barking again. She's barking her head off. Don't know why. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've almost done the sleeve. I don't like the taste of it. I don't like anchovies either. Ugh. Vile things. I used to have a seafood pizza and they would insist on putting anchovies on top of it. And I'm like, take it. Why is she barking? Yeah, I believe they can't have peanuts on aircraft now anymore. Just in case. Oh, webcam's at it again. Webcam chat. Have you got nothing else to do with your time? Because I feel sorry for you. You're very boring. Are you some sado sitting in a bedroom with nothing else to do, love? Huh? Dearie me. Why the heck would you think anybody wants to watch webcam? Or whatever. We've got more important things to do. Oh, she stopped barking now. Well, they're up there with her, so maybe they are playing with her, I don't know. And she's got ears like a bat. So it could be a sparrow farting in the next street, you know. Gigi was like that. Cornbread, blech. Yeah. It's Miguel who likes cornbread, isn't it? Vile stuff. Two, 4, 6, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, corn on the cob's fine, yeah. Yeah, he's some sad little soul, isn't he? Like, you got to feel sorry for him, haven't you, really? They're pathetic, aren't they? They've got no else better to do with their time. I always think they're like some pathetic little spotty teenage kid. Unloved, unwanted, and nobody talks to him, you know what I mean? You know, Saturday night, they should be out with their mates, shouldn't they? Listening to music or doing something. Something constructive, you know, rather than going around trying to annoy other people. It's a sad situation, isn't it, you know? Haven't they got a video? Can't they be watching something or playing a game or something, you know? Thought they were all on this Fortnite or something, you know? Yeah, it's hilarious, isn't it? Because they're so saddos. Do you know, we never were bored like these lot are. We never had any PlayStations or out like that. Oh, hey, Tammy. We had to make our own entertainment. And I can honestly say we weren't bored. If you were bored, your mother gave you so much to do, didn't she? I'm bored, but go and iron then. Go and wash them dishes. Go and do something. I didn't dare tell my mum I was bored. Yeah, I had got told to do something if I said I was bored. I ain't got time to be bored. I was never in on a Saturday night when I was younger. I know it's different because of the COVID and that, but I mean, we've had these plonkers on here long before it was COVID, you know. Eee. Da, 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 da. Oh, yeah, if you start mentioning chores, they suddenly decide they've got something else to do, don't they? They're suddenly not bored if you say you can go and clean your room or you can go and dust or you can hoover up for your mum. I've never heard anybody go, oh, yes, I'm so bored, I'd love to hoover up for your mum. Yeah. Yeah, I never dared tell my mother I was bored. Oh, God. Dashing through the snow. Yeah, it's like whack-a-mole, it is, yeah. I've got Chris and Nathan on that. Yeah, gone. You know, I've reported that guy. I don't know how many times. So it just shows you. And yet, if you say the wrong word or something like that, they're there, aren't they? Ooh, ooh, somebody said a wrong word. Or you put the teeniest bit of music on that might have a copyright. Oof, they're there. You get a warning. And yet they don't warn these lot, do they, that come on pestering you. Well, you're glad Harvey Price hasn't found it. Yeah, I suppose it is, but with all this technology, I mean, it's like all this cyber bullying and stuff. I cannot understand why they can't. And these perverts that are trolling kids and stuff. I've had one bloke said to me, he said, I got an email, if you pay me. Oh, he's just live stream. Oh my God. Harvey Price. I mean, nothing against the lad, he's got problems, but live streaming? No, not when he swears like he does. I know it's a part of his condition and the poor lad cannot help it, but I don't think he should be allowed to do live streams. Oh dear. Forgot what I was saying then. It'll come back to me, no doubt. Yeah, it can't be the real Harvey, no. I don't think that they'll let him do things like that. He can't help being the way he is, poor thing. It's the way he was born, isn't it? Now I'm talking about the sickos that go around preying on young girls. And I had an email off one bloke one time. He said, "You pay me if you got to send me £200, was it, or something, or I will post these indecent photographs I've got of you to all of your friends and your Facebook colleagues." And I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "If you're going to do that," I said, "can you send me copies as well?" I never heard back from him. No such thing. But I suppose it might frighten somebody who had put photographs around. I said, "Yeah, you do that. Just post me some. If there's any around." Needless to say, like, I never heard back from him. I said, "Post them on Facebook, do your worst." Yeah, well, they didn't exist. I've never posted naked pictures to anybody. Certainly never on the internet. So if there's any naked pictures that exist, they're not of me. I said, "Go on, post them. Do your worst." I said, "I'm sure my friends would like to see them as well." Never heard back from him. No, I don't have a mirror. Well, I do have a mirror in the bathroom, but it's only at head height. I wouldn't inflict any pictures of me naked on anybody, that's for sure. Oh, bye, Trish. Bye. No, they didn't. Naked photos of me do not exist. I think there was a topless, ordinary photograph of me back in the 60s when everybody used to go topless on the beach. I think there was one of me then, but I don't know where that is now. I think it got thrown away, to be quite honest. But I did have a nice little figure back then. Oh, hi there. We're talking about perverts and people who post things on the web. That's what we're talking about, being naked for. Somebody once sent me an email saying they wanted £200 from me, or they would post my naked photographs to my friends and onto Facebook. And I said, well, you do that because they don't exist. I said, and can I have copies? Yeah. They try anything on. They don't exist. I've never had any photos like that, Miguel. Should know me better than that. I did get asked once to be a life model for an artistic whatever, but I turned it down. Especially when they said, we like somebody who's a bit fat because it's harder to draw when you've got more creases. And I'm thinking, that is not the way to inspire me to be a live model. They said, we don't want dolly birds. We don't want people with a nice figure. We like people with a bit of character. And I thought, not the way to tempt me. No, like I said, somebody wanted me to be a live model for an artistic group, but I thought, no. You get paid. I said, I don't care. A friend of mine did it, but he was a male. But he was a bit artistic himself, yeah. No, I've never posed nude. And thankfully my ex-husband was never one that wanted to take a photograph of me. So they don't exist. And definitely no videos. Have you seen those big hoodie things that look like you're putting on a tent? I think it was advertised on the television. It's probably JML or something, whatever it was. Just like a great big, massive, whatever, tent thing that you put on. I looked at it and I thought, well, it stops at your knees. I thought, what about your feet getting cold? Do you have to tuck your feet up underneath you? Yeah. If I was going to have one of those, I'd want it all the way down to the ground. Do you remember when everybody had those, whatever, what were they? They were like a big blankety thing, didn't they, with your feet in it? All right, Craft Angel. Bye for now. Everybody had one. What were they called? I can't think. I'd probably forget, stand up and fall over. Well, at least the dog stopped barking at whatever it is. Whatever he was barking at. She was barking at, I should say. It's not a he. This one's a green one, green and blue. Oh, my shoulder's hurting now. I'm going to have to give up. I've done one sleeve's worth anyway. Yes, this one's a green and blue one. I've got pink ones, I've got all kinds of colour ones. Ow! Gigi was the noisiest thing on two legs. He was a right little barker, he was. He'd bark at anything and everything. He was a little sweetheart, though. Oh, I'm going to have to stop. My shoulder's hurting like hell. Oh, and I can't even plug my chair in because it's I've had to use the plug for something else. Hey. This is the last round. My shoulder is giving me jip. My son waved his fingers at me when he arrived home from work, and I turned my neck to wave back, and my neck went crack. And I thought, oh my God, what have I done? And now my shoulder's hurting, so I've done something. I can't wait to get to the end of this row. I'm going to put it down then. I've done 12 little squares. Well, I haven't done the black around the edge, but I've done 12 middles, yeah. I've done the black all around the edge of the ones for the body, yeah. Oh. Yeah, it did a nerve crack. It went when I moved my neck. Now my shoulder's hurting. But that's probably because I've been crocheting for the last, I don't know how many hours. I used to be able to sit and crochet all day long and it never bothered me. I'm getting old. Oh dear. I used to go to the chiropractor every now and again. I get my neck cracked out. I think it's too many whiplashes in the past. It's now crumbling like the rest of me. Arthritis and all that jazz. You went to have a look? Oh, don't bother having a look. Just keep it to yourself. Right, I need to wind this little bit. I've crocheted nearly 100 grams today, so I haven't done too bad. I'll have to wind it one way, then wind it the other way. The kids are at school. It's Saturday. I've got a net thing that's got like magnets in the back, and that really works with me. I don't like putting ice on me. It's like it fastens with Velcro, and it's got like magnets at the back. And don't ask me why, but it does work. But it's actually my shoulder now that's hurting at the back there. I'll get a heat pad. No, Kaz doesn't like stories about mice or mooses and mices, do you, Kaz? Right, I've wound my ball up and I've got to wind it the other way now, otherwise my colours will be backwards, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I think it feels like, when I lean back sometimes, it feels like I've got something sticking in me shoulder, you know, like the corner of a cushion or something, sticking in me. And there's nothing there. I just don't know what it is. Right, I've got to wind it the other way now, otherwise my colour sequence will be the wrong way around, won't it? I know what I'm talking about if nobody else does. Why is Be Right Back being held for review? Oh, God, snakes. I was watching part of the video from, you know, the bloke who has the farm, and he was telling that Mexican guy to get rid of there was a rattlesnake in his barn underneath some plastic. Ugh. He had that, I don't know, I forget what he's called. The Mexican guy who works for him. He had him with like a big stick thing trying to get rid of this rattlesnake. Ugh. It was in his barn. Oh. I don't know what he's called. I don't think he's called Miguel. He's called something like that. Yeah, it's Lester, but it wasn't Lester who was dealing with the snake. It was the Mexican bloke who helps him out. He had him sort of dealing with it. Oh, it was a big snake and all. It was about that far around. Oh, my shoulder. I'm highly afraid of snakes. I'm not only Lester. I'd run a blooming mile. Unless they're in a cage and I can see that they're contained in something. But if I saw one like loose in the garden or something, I'd go mad. I don't think you'd like to see one in your house, would you? I haven't watched Ali. I haven't watched anybody, Kaz. I wish I did watch people. I just don't seem to be sitting down watching videos anymore. Oh God, my neck. You couldn't hear it crunching, but I can. Oh. No, I think the reptile house would be somewhere where I wouldn't go if I went to a zoo. I don't mind. Oh, I'm blocking me light. I don't mind iguanas and lizards and things like that, but not snakes or spiders. They're not my thing. You used to date one, I married one. My son was talking today about one of my ex-husband's stepdaughter's children. I said, oh, I know nothing about that family anymore. Don't want to know. Oh God, Denise, no. I wouldn't pick it up. Step on it. Hit it with a shovel. But pick it up, no. Smack it on the head with a shovel. You're getting the heebie-jeebies. You're not on your own, mate. Hey, it's supposed to be off the shoulder. It's supposed to be one of those Bardo ones, but it shows your brow if you do it off the shoulder. Oh, bagging out. Yeah. I even got my sunglasses just in case I had to put them on, in case I got upset. Hey, how do you think I look? Hollywood. I wear them when I'm going down this. Well, I did when it was sunny. When I'm going down the seafront. Trying to look mysterious and hide my baggy eyes, yeah. When I was crying all the time, with my sea air. Oh, you think I look marvellous, do you? Yeah. Very glamorous. Oh, I look very chic. Oh, gosh. I was trying to look interesting while I was crying my way down the seafront. Yeah, can't wait. They're doing that eye. That eye first. They're doing it on a Thursday, so I don't know how I'll be like on the Saturday. I might be. I might have a patch over my eye like Long John Silver, I don't know what I'll be like, whether they put any, whether it'll be all horrible and runny or red or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I'll be like, but it's not till the 21st, so it's 2 or 3 weeks off yet, isn't it? Just looking what date. It's 1, 2. Oh, it's not even 3 weeks off. 2.5 weeks. I've got 2 more Saturdays with both eyes, if you know what I mean. And then I go in on the 21st. Well, I don't go in. I just go for the procedure on the 21st. And the Saturday is the 23rd. So goodness only knows what I'll look like. I need a parrot. I'll be like, makeup on one eye, you know, because I won't be able to put it on one eye. So I might be wearing my dark glasses then. And then I won't be able to see a thing. Because if I put my dark glasses on, I can't read what everybody's written. No, can't read what everybody's written. Yeah. My boobs have disappeared since I've lost weight. Not that I'm sad, because they used to give me terrible shoulder ache, backache. You know, these people who have these boob enhancements and stuff, they're not thinking about when they get older. Yeah, they don't put a big patch over it apparently now, but I don't know whether it'll be all sort of red and runny or what it'll look like, Miguel, when I've had it done. I'll have to put eye drops in it and that, so I won't be wearing eye makeup, so I'll be looking a bit of a whatever. No, I mean, they're going to give themselves backache and stuff when they... I'd hate to put phony things in my body. It's bad enough when you have to have a hip replacement, isn't it, or a knee replacement. Oh, it was 11 years yesterday or the day before since I had my knee, a replacement knee. So it's 11 years and it's not been right yet. I think I've waited long enough now for it to be right. I don't think it ever will. Yeah, 11 years since I had my knee done. So it must be, hang on a minute, 13 years since I had my back done. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't want silicone. I'd be scared to death of people who have injections in their face and fillers and lip fillers. And I mean, it would be nice to be like that again, wouldn't it? Take years off if you got rid of all the saggy bits. But I'm too much of a coward. I wouldn't want to go through that. I can remember a girl at the squash club years and years ago when boob jobs were in their infancy. She had a boob job. And apparently she went away on holiday. And she kept wondering why everybody kept walking backwards and forwards like that. And her friend said, it's because when you lie down, your boobs don't go under your arms. They're still staying up, pointing at the sun. Yeah, silicone. Oh, dear. I mean, even if I had, God forbid, breast cancer or something, I think I would just have a fake implant in my bra. I don't think I would want to have anything, put in at my age. I think I'd just wander around with one boob. I don't think I'd want it. Reconstruction, do they call it? Yeah. I'd not bother. I'd think, nah, my time of life. No, I'd just be glad to get rid of, if I had breast cancer, God forbid, I'd just be glad to get rid of it. I wouldn't be concerned about vanity and what I look like with only one boob now. No, I could knit a knocker, couldn't I, and stick it in my bra. Yeah, I wouldn't want to put my body through, through all of that again. If you've gone through all of that and you've had to have chemotherapy and everything, I think the last thing on your mind would be having another operation, just have a fake boob, Your carrots are almost done. What are you having with carrots? You can't be just having carrots on their own. Or are you turning into a rabbit, Miguel? You're just having carrots for your dinner. My brother loved cauliflower. He would just sit and eat a whole cauliflower all to himself. October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, yeah. I lost a good friend of mine. Well, she worked for me. She must have died 20, 25 years ago. She was only young. She was only about 40 due to breast cancer. They tested the whole family and they all had this BRCA gene, is it something? One of her sisters had to have a breast removed and so did her mum. But the other youngest sister didn't have the gene, thankfully. But what was worrying was like they found this BRCA gene and my friend who had lost her life, she had 2 teenage daughters and she was terrified she'd passed it on to them. It's bad enough having something, but to think you'd passed it on to your children. I mean, nobody in their right mind would want to think that. I like carrot juice, but they don't they don't sell it here. Carrot juice, you have to make your own. Yeah, Sarah Harding. Yeah. She was only 30 something. I used to have a West Indian friend who made carrot juice and like some kind of, I don't know if it was evaporated milk or what he used to put in it. It was a drink, it wasn't a soup. But it's West Indian, I'm sure it's evaporated milk or condensed milk or something with carrot. It was very nice, very sweet, but very, very nice. Yeah. Oh, that's a bit weird. It's not very sweet at all. You would think with strawberries. I don't know whether it was coconut milk. He just called it carrot juice, but it wasn't like red. It was more orangey, pale orangey with having the milk in it, yeah. Might have been coconut milk, but it was nice. It tasted lovely. He made it for me because I was driving and I wouldn't have an alcoholic drink when I was visiting them. And he said, oh, I'll make you a drink. No alcohol, I'll make you a drink. And it was carrot juice and something else. Can't remember his name now. I had a lot of West Indian friends. I don't know where they've all gone. Killed them all off. I used to love rice and peas and jerk chicken. One girl, I was very friendly with her. Mum used to make it for me. Yeah. She used to send it into work on a Monday morning and they'd had it for the weekend. She saved me little bits of chicken and this rice and peas. Well, it was more like rice and beans actually, but it was rice and peas. Oh God, lovely it was. Mm. I always remember when I was at school, we made sandwiches, sardines and apple. We had to chop the apple up really, really fine and mix it with sardines. I wasn't that keen. No, it wasn't goat. It wasn't curry goat because I don't like curry. It definitely was chicken because you could tell the bones. Yeah. No, I had a friend, a West Indian friend, who made me goat curry, but I didn't like it. West Indian cooking, their fried dumplings and stuff, and ackee and saltfish and stuff, that's gorgeous. I really do like West Indian cooking. We had a West Indian takeaway when I lived in Prestwich, but it wasn't nice at all. Not like proper West Indian cooking. I used to go down Alexander Park, Moss Side, as you might know it, and there used to be some fantastic West Indian shops there. They used to do the little, they were like little pasties. Yeah, Caribbean, yeah. Caribbean, or whatever they call it in America. Yeah, they do curry goat if you go to the West Indian shops in Manchester. Um, they do it curry goat. I'm not keen on it though. But I do like rice and peas if it's done right. I tried making it myself, but every West Indian mum has got a different recipe for rice and peas, and you wouldn't think so, would you? But there's so many varieties of rice and peas, what they put in, the spices or the herbs or whatever they put in. So everybody's rice and peas tastes differently. But my friend's mum made the best, the best. Hello, Molly, or Melly, isn't it? Oh, sorry, my eyesight's not what it was, Melly. Yeah. Oh, yeah, well, they would in London, yeah. It's, but if you go to like Alexander Park or Moss Side, as they call it, you can get some fantastic, I don't know what they call them, those like patties they are. They're full of spicy meats and everything else. Can't think what they're called. They've got a name. They're like a little pasty thing. They're more like a samosa than anything else, but they're not Indian. They're not got the Indian filling. They've got the West Indian filling. But the nearest you would be, yeah, the nearest is like a samosa. But I know I called you John. It's my eyesight. Your mum calls them bakes. Yeah. No, there's another name for them, and I can't think what it is. It's definitely not a samosa because that's it. That's Indian, isn't it? They do them with lamb and they do them with all sorts. Again, another West Indian friend used to bring them to me for work. Yeah, I worked with one or two West Indian people when I was working. Not in the wool shop, when I was working in the job centre. And they knew I liked West Indian food, so they used to bring me bits and pieces when they'd been to Moss Side or Alexander Park, whichever you want to call it. Yeah. People still call it Moss Side. But they do have some fantastic places. Yeah, like a Jamaican patty, yeah. They call something or other. I don't know whether you like West Indian food, Nathan, but they have some nice things. You're late today because I don't know why. Why? Because Ella. Why are you late? Because is it a guessing game? Have we got to guess why you're late today? Ella is late today because answers on a postcard, please. Oh, you just came back from visiting your son. Okay, I wouldn't have put that down. I'd have put you late because you're just coming from work, or you've been walking the dog. West Indian food, sometimes some of it is spicy, but you hit enter a bit early. I'm not keen on okra. That's one thing I don't like that the West Indians eat. To me, it's sort of like slimy. I'm not keen on okra. Plantain. Yeah, I like plantain. I like spicy if it's not Indian. There's one spice in Indian curry that I do not like, and I don't know what it is. It's not in Thai curry. It's only in Indian curry or whatever, what goes for Indian food. And I just don't like the taste of it. It just, the minute I taste it, I just don't like it. Yesterday they made some kind of chicken dish here. They put like smoky barbecue in it and I couldn't eat it. My son says I'm weird, but it's got that same spice in it, even though it's supposed to be smoky. Ugh. I wish I knew which spice it was because then I would avoid it. It might be cumin, it might be that. But there's definitely something in an Indian curry that I don't like the taste of at all. Yes, I did see a picture of your rainbow. No rainbow here. Apparently there was one in Chadderton where I used to be. My friend posted a picture of it like going all over and sort of looked as though it ended in a chimney. But no rainbow here. I don't think it's turmeric. It's not cilantro, or what as we call it. We call it another name. We don't call it cilantro. Don't know what we call it, but we don't call it cilantro. No, it's definitely a spice that's in Indian cooking. And I just do not like it. We call it coriander, that's right, yeah. Yeah, turmeric. I used to take turmeric tablets at one time, but they never really did much good to me. You felt like a salad, but did ask your son to get me one. I wondered what that noise was, and I realised it's my light. Yeah, it could be saffron. I don't know what it is. I wish I knew. I wish I knew what it was, and then I would have to avoid it. It's not even fizzy, this wine. Excuse me, it's giving me wind. Monster needs a beauty parlour today. Our dog needs a bath. She stinks. My family love spicy, peppery, and I keep saying, look, plain. My stomach's been off, as you know, been off for weeks and weeks. And anything with a slightly spicy, and it sets my stomach off. And my son keeps saying, don't be ridiculous, don't be ridiculous. But I need bland. Bland, and my stomach's okay. Anything spicy-ish, whatever, sets my stomach off. So I don't know what it is. I was like that last weekend again. I'm not going to describe any details just in case you're eating, but you know what it's like when your stomach's off. No, I don't think it's peppercorns because I like that. When you have steak and you have that peppercorn cream sauce on it, I like that, yeah. No, it's definitely a spice. I can eat chili. That doesn't worry me. I can eat that. But it's just this one particular thing that's in something. I can eat Thai curry. I like green Thai curry, red Thai curry. I can eat that. Yeah, it's not the heat, Miguel. It's just, like I said, the taste with me. No, I mean, I like licorice. I don't really eat any. Yeah, that 5-spice powder, there's something in that that I don't like. I wish I could find out what it was, and then we could leave it out. But if it comes ready-made, it's just like you say, it's like a curry powder and it's in it, you know. Lisa will meet up with Daniel. Why is Daniel coming to the States, or is he? He's in Scotland, isn't he? Daniel. Cayenne pepper, I can eat that. Yeah. No, it's probably cumin or something like that. Turmeric, cumin. I think it is the cumin, you know. No, I don't like. Mainly when I had turmeric, it's not paprika, I can eat that. I think it probably is the cumin, Chris. I could do with all the spices laid out in front of me with my finger. All right, Lisa's coming to the UK. Well, Daniel's up in Scotland, isn't he? I mean, I'm in the UK, but it would take me a long time to go and see Daniel. Take me a big trip. If ever I get to Sue's for a week, you never know. I might meet up with Daniel. You never know. Even though he's like quite a long way away from Sue. He's at one end of Scotland and she's at the other. Yeah, no, I don't eat tacos either. I'm weird. I think it's how you're brought up. If you're brought up from being young with something spicy, oh, thank you, Cherie. Sorry, I had to stare because my eyes not what it was. Um, yeah, our roads. Yeah, it probably would be quicker to fly to see Daniel if she was down in the UK, down at the bottom. If she was in the south of like the UK, it's quite a distance to get to Scotland, even though we're only a tiny island. But you know what our roads are like. I mean, where Sue is, it takes ages to get to Edinburgh, and I'm not quite sure where Daniel is. I know he's on the opposite side of Scotland to Sue. She's on that side, and Daniel's on that side. So I'd have to make a special effort to go meet Daniel. Oh, my stomach just made a awful rolling noise. I hope that's not a start of things to come. I've got my friend coming tomorrow, I think. Although she hasn't let me know yet if she's definitely coming, yeah. Oh, Lisa's going to be able to see her granddaughter. Woohoo! She'd probably be taken up with her granddaughter. She probably won't be doing any visiting. Oh, gosh. Oh, my stomach's not going to set off again. Better move my squares, ain't I? Away from the rosy. Look, there's me. One sleeve's worth of squares. That's what I've done today. That's why my shoulder hurts. Oh, you're going in the supermarket, Nelly. Okie dokie. I hope she likes them, Chris. It's always a worry when you make things for other people. Do they like them? Will they fit them? You know. October the 4th to the 31st. Woo! You love your new phone. Talk to Miguel, he doesn't like his. I see Zoe, 24 Karat Crochet's got a new phone. She always likes the latest gadgets and gizmos. I'm terrible. I don't like new things. You know, some people can't wait, can they, to get the latest TV, the latest phone. I don't like it. Well, I'm old-fashioned. I like my old stuff, and I hate it when things break. And you have to get the latest, and it takes me months to get used to even finding how to make a phone call, you know. I don't like gizmos and gadgets. I mean, if you remember, well, she hasn't made any videos for a while, actually, but Zoe 24 Karat Crochet, she's always got the latest technology and the latest this, that, and the other, and she absolutely loves it. I don't. I broke my phone. Well, I haven't broke it. I broke the screen. Can you see it? There, I dropped it. I didn't drop the phone. I dropped something on the phone. Oh, it's like these Mac computers, isn't it? I've got friends who's got the Mac computers and they can't do this and they can't do that. And it's... I don't know what this is. This was my son's. I think it's one of those funny, what do they call them? Hawaii or something, one of them weirdy ones. Hawaii, yeah. Huawei, Hawaii, whatever that is. I call it Hawaii. It's easy to say Hawaii, isn't it? Yeah, Hawaii, that's what it is. Oh, I don't like it when my phone updates itself and stuff. No, I just don't like new technology at all. I like my other phone till it broke. It kept switching itself off. You're in the middle of a phone call and it kept switching it off. Oh, it's Huawei, is it? It's Hawaii to me. It's like Huawei. Oh no, I'll call it Hawaii. You hate the dark. If you've fallen asleep, don't let me. Leave me in the room. I can't help it, Cass, if you fall asleep. Yeah. It's nearly midnight here, so I won't be staying on that much longer. So I still got to find out what to make with this wool. It was gorgeous when it was in the hank. Really fell in love with it. And then when I started crocheting it, I don't like it. Oh, you can't find a fork. How many forks have you got, Miguel? Have you only got one? I just don't like it. Crocheted up, and it looks so lovely in the hank. It needs to be knitted, I think, but I'm not in the mood for knitting. I think the colour bits are too short, yeah. Yeah, there's enough for a pair of socks, but I'm not knitting socks with it. £16 a hank to make socks? I don't think so. Yeah, it's too jazzy. The colour lengths are not long enough for crocheting. Oh, don't start Miguel on about them rosy wraps. I can't wear them. I look like I don't know what. How can you lose a fork, Miguel? How many forks have you got? Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I've been saving it for so long. It was £16 it was, which is a lot of money for me. And I thought, oh, it's going to be gorgeous. And then when I wound it up, I thought, oh, I don't like it. It looked lovely in the hank. Jazzy rosy wraps. Wish you wash your mouth out, you lot. Who the heck likes a rosy wrap? Only Miguel. I think Miguel lost his marbles as well as his fork. He's always losing things, and he lives in a small house. It's good if you don't live in a mansion, Miguel. You never find anything. Yeah, I think it has to be knitted, to be quite honest. But it's so fine. You know, it's finer than a finger, and it's whatever your next one is, like a lace weight. It's only fine. So I've just unravelled whatever it was I was making. Check the chicken coop in case the chickens have pinched it or monsters eaten it. You must have more than one fork, Miguel. If not, you'll have to spear it with your knife or try and eat it with a spoon. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll donate it. Nobody I know except Kelly likes knitting fine. It's too bright colours for Kelly. She only likes subtle colours. It's too jazzy for her. I can't give it to Zoe 24 karat crochet because she got the same skein as I did. So she's already got a pair of socks in that colour. I don't wear knitted socks. I wish I did. I've got pairs and pairs of the darn things in a drawer. It has to be snow on the ground before I put socks on. I might make a hat. A knitted one. You know, that sock head hat, is it, or something? But don't like it when it droops at the back. It has to just fit me. I don't like those extra long things that go over at the back. I don't like them. They look silly. Yeah, I might knit a hat. When I find me sets of 4 needles, they're around in the shed somewhere, I think. See how many to cast on. And I don't know where me what do you call it, my thing I wear around my waist is. I have to find that as well, because I can't knit on 4 needles without that. And I'm not knitting on 2 needles because then you have to seam it up the back and it doesn't look nice. I'm sure it'll get knitted in some way or another. Take me ages because I can only do... Yeah, I have to knit on 4 needles. I can't knit on circulars. Cannot knit on a circular needle to save my soul, because I can't knit with my needles wiggling about. And I can only knit with 4 needles when I have my knitting belt on, where I wedge one needle in. Yeah. Hey, I'm a weirdo. And I knit on long needles, you know, like Ephraim does. Yeah. I could knit a hat on 2 needles, but I don't like the seam up the back. I always seem to get it untidy. Well, trying to find a pattern on 2 needles is like a wonder these days. Everything's on a circular. I blame the Americans for that. Why do you have to go round and round and round? I've bought sweater patterns and then the top down, and when you look at them, they're on flipping circular needles. You think, oh no. No, 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 no. Can't be coping. I like my sweaters in pieces that you sew together. Can you imagine going round and round and round and round on fine wool on the body and oh no. No. I like knit the back, knit the front, knit the sleeves, sew it together. That way you can see if it fits you. Yeah. When you're going round and round and round and round, and round you have no idea. And you finish it and it's like massive or something. Yeah. You don't knit. I know you were going to learn to knit, weren't you? Was that Chris? Somebody was going to learn to knit. I thought it was you, Miguel. I thought it was on your bucket list or whatever. I like knitting. I like the look of knitting. Knitting for baby things is much nicer than crochet. But knitting hurts my shoulders, so I can only do it in little fits and starts. And yet I love a knitted sweater or something, you know, with cables on it, Aran. I used to knit it all. I used to do all the fancy lacy patterns and everything. But I just can't. My shoulders won't let me do it. Oh, it was you, Chris, was it, that wants to do knitting, yeah? No, if you've got no interest in it, then you haven't got any interest in it. It's like me with certain things. Like me with cross stitch or diamond painting and stuff like that. I've got no interest whatsoever. I wish I did have another hobby. I wish I did have something else to do, yeah. Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I've never seen any of Shad's work, but I believe he does knitting. I mean, there is nothing nicer than a knitted baby shawl, you know. Fine knitting like the people in Scotland, you know, the Shetland knitters do. Fair Isle, or as you call it in America, colour work. You know, the Scottish people do the Fair Isle, all patterns and everything, all in fine yarn. They do some beautiful knitting up in Scotland. And the Nordic knitters do, don't they, as well? And that Arnie and whatever, those 2 guys, they do a lot of colour work knitting. I've seen they did Christmas baubles, didn't they? Baubles, all in knitting. And Gimme Yarn 418, she's a beautiful knitter. She does some beautiful knitting. Have you ever watched, what's he called, the Scottish lad? Bearded Shield or something. Bearded Shield or something he's called. He knits some beautiful things. Not seen him on for a while, though. I've not seen any of his videos for a long time. He does absolutely lovely fine knitting. I think he's called John. Bearded Shield or something. Hmm. Yeah, I do like knitting and I like the look of knitting and I like doing knitting, but I wish it didn't hurt. Yeah. My worst thing with knitting is I knit with one needle under my arm. And many a time I've been knitting with a knitted sweater on and my needle's got stuck and it's pulled all the stitches off. Yeah. Yeah, that monk. Yeah, he's not been on for about, I don't know how many years. Gerard or something was he called? Gerard. He's not been on for years, yeah. Well, the Scottish knitters used to knit the women when they were walking to market with a big basket of herrings or whatever on their back. And they used to walk miles. And they used to knit with like an apron and, one of these backings around their waist and used to knit and knit and knit while they were walking along, yeah. Yeah, I like to do that. I think they fit better. Oh, the Addy machines, yeah. They only make hats, though. What else can you make on an Addy besides a hat? And a scarf, yeah. They're geared for American yarn, Nathan. They're not geared for English yarn. The double knit's too thin, so the hats come out too small. And the Aran is mostly too thick. So you're like that, trying to turn the handle, yeah. So they're very limited, those Addy machines. I use them when I'm knitting. Used to be using oddments up. I got rid of all my oddments. When I used to be knitting oddments up and hats for the homeless. But they'd have to have very small heads. On the little Addy, it only makes baby hats. It only makes them for a premature baby. You'd never get that hat on a proper baby. They're just not geared for the UK yarn at all. At all. I bought them thinking they'd be wonderful, but I did make a lot of hats like for the homeless, but they would have had to have bald heads or no hair. I mean, what's she call that? Oh, she used to knit on the Addy all the time. But she always used to use either red heart or something to make her hats with. She used to make scarves as well, didn't she? Like snowmen scarves and everything. Can't think of her name. Her son went in the army. I don't think she's made any for a long time either, any videos. Can't think of her darn name. You know what I'm like with my brain. Can't think of her name. I can see her face. Blonde lady. She did a lot for charity. She used to always be knitting for charity. Can't think of her name. But she used to... Margaret, that's it. Margaret. I don't think she's made any videos for a while, actually. Or if she has, I haven't watched them. But she made all kinds of things on her Addy. She made the most fantastic scarves. She had made some that were like snowmen, some that were like, what's he called? That little soldier, nutcracker. She made all kinds of things like that. Sheepish sharing, was she called? Yeah, something like that. But she used to use, I think, red heart on her machine. I just couldn't get anything that was. The hats were all too small. They wouldn't go on my head, and I haven't got a big head at all. So I don't know what went on with the homeless. I finished up crocheting them because I couldn't get them big enough to fit a man. Yeah. Yeah. I got rid of all my oddments, so I haven't really got any oddments now to crochet. Yeah. I keep thinking one day I'll be able to knit again, but my shoulder won't let me. I mean, my shoulder's, it's not hurting at the minute because I've stopped crocheting now. Somebody asked me to be a guest on the show one time, but it was at a funny time. I'd have had to be up at funny o'clock to be on it. So I said, thank you very much for inviting me, but I'm in bed at that time of the day. I miss everybody's lives because they're always at funny times of the day for me. So either the middle of the night or very early morning when these lives are. I think the only live I ever made was, whose live did I make? I think it was Jill's. Yeah, all my wool went to a good cause, but I've got no oddments now. If I wanted to make hats for the homeless, I'd have to go and buy some now because I haven't got any oddments. You know, all I've got is like big lots, which are like sweaters worth. And I'm not breaking into a sweater's worth just to make a hat. Whatever. I'll be back to making them eventually. It's not good making my son a hat. He can't wear hand knitted ones. He said they make his head itch. So, no good making him a hat. The hat I've been wearing is one that Kelly made for me. Oh, hiya, Shad. We're just wondering where you was. Were your ears burning? They've been talking about your knitting. Linda Simpson? No, I've not heard of her. Does she crochet? Not heard of Linda Simpson. You need to put a stitch marker in, Lydia. Put a stitch marker in at the beginning of your round. Linda Simpson? No, I've not heard of her. What does she make? Don't tell me she makes blankets. Every time Miguel recommends somebody for me, I go on, they make blankets, blankets, blankets. You do edits? I've never done an edit in my life. Yeah, shawls, blankets. And people do blankets after blankets after blankets. I get so bored with them. I like watching videos where people make clothes. people make clothes, then I'm interested. They make blankets. No. No. I think that's why I stopped watching a lot of videos, you know. My necklace today, it's turquoises and greens because the dress I'm wearing, I can show you this bit because it's a loose bit. I don't think it's got any green in it, but it's got turquoises in. Yeah, I like people who design clothes, you know, people who make sweaters, cardigans, something with shape in it, you know, boho. Yeah, that's what I like watching. Yeah, I tend to want to make clothes. Jeannie, yeah, on the hook with Jeannie, I found she's too basic. She's got one style that she uses mostly all the time. She just changes the wool or she just changes the stitch. But everything she makes is exactly the same with that Jeannie. I used to watch her. I don't watch anybody's videos, Miguel. Don't take it personal. I haven't watched anybody's. But I do like you say, boho or jazzy, granny squarey clothing. I like things like that, and there's not that many of them about at the moment. You know, it's just, I have to be interested. Oh, you're making guacamole. You made that last week as well, Chris. You must like it. I've no idea what guacamole is. I've seen it in the supermarket, but I've never actually eaten it. They sell it in little pots in the supermarket. So I've never actually eaten it, don't think. You know what I'm like with anything fancy or spicy? I've just about got over coleslaw and potato salad, yeah. Don't be giving me weird stuff. Yeah, no, I do like crochet with Claire. Bob Wilson 123. She makes garments, so I do like her, yeah. Yeah, she makes sweaters and stuff, yeah. I'm another weirdo. I don't like avocado. We don't have different rates of electric here. It's all the same all day long. We used to do different night tariffs years ago. That's why people used to put the washing machines on when they were going to bed. But now everything's the same rate. There's no cheap rates here at all. Yeah, I can remember people used to have the washing machines on automatic timers and things like that. do the hoovering after 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night. Economy 7, was that what it was called? We don't have it anymore now. Especially those space heater things. Do you remember those, Nathan, that people had? You had to decide whether it was going to be warm the day after, didn't you? To plug your heater in overnight, yeah. You couldn't have it on. You couldn't just switch it on when you wanted it. It had to warm up the night before, didn't it? With its, oh, God. Storage heaters, that's what they were called. My friend had them. They were a waste of space. Yeah, storage heater, yeah. You had to decide if it was going to be hot or cold the day after, didn't you? Because you plugged them in overnight and they kept the heat over the day. Her house was bloody freezing. She never got it right. Can't beat radiators. Switch the heating on, put the radiator on. Why, we've got loads and loads and loads of wood here, so I'll be lighting my fire. Put my log burners on, then I won't need the heating on. We've got loads of wood that we've got trees and God knows what chopped up. My son's got a trailer full of wood, so that will help with because they put the price of fuel up something awful. I don't know whether yours has gone up, Nathan. Ours is practically doubled in price. I think our bill this month was £117 and we haven't even had the heating on. So God knows what it'll be like in the winter. £117 for the month. It's a lot of money. It's no wonder all people are freezing to death, is it? It's not on. Yeah, but they put the price of gas up in the UK. Ours is gas central heating, yeah. Oh, be prepared for a shock then, Nathan. The company that we were with went bankrupt, yeah. I've got a wood-burning fireplace, so that's what I'll be using, but it won't keep them warm upstairs, sadly. But if it's going to go up, price-wise, it's going to be a lot. I wish it was 75 in the daytime here. 70 in the daytime. It's about 60 on a good day, I think. Don't know what it is. Let me have a look. Weather. Come on, weather. 54 degrees F. Feels like 50 degrees. It's going to rain. Tomorrow it's going to rain all day. Highs 58, low 51. 90% chance of rain tomorrow. Oh, how nice. Just what we always want to know. We definitely don't need any air conditioning over here. .45, oh my God, a 45 F. Oh, I don't like you. Yeah. $87 and $92. I would love that, Miguel. I would absolutely love that. I would be in my element at 87. I would think it was wonderful. Marvellous. What's Aaron got there? got in the box? What the heck she got there? Oh. Apparently she's been to Dollar Tree. We don't have anything like Dollar Trees. We've got a pound shop where they just got a load of rubbish. Woo! Look at me. Look at Daily. He has got clothes on, by the way. Tom Daly. My Little Blue House. She's got one of those knitting thingy-majiggers. It's not an Addy. It must be a different one. Oh, there's Anna. Anna's just put a picture of a cowl up. Bag a Day's got a new hat tutorial. Everybody watches Bag a Day. Now, I usually like what Crochet with Claire's doing, but I don't like that. It looks like an apron to me. It looks like a pinny. Who's that? I like somebody, she's called Crochet Shawl. I don't think it's one person, I think it's lots of people. Oh, Blind Needle, she's off on a travel somewhere. Oh my goodness me. Dream crochet. Don't think I'd want to wear that. Bit gaudy to me. It looks like an apron, yeah. Evie's moving, is she? That was she is. She's on a... Yeah, it looked like an apron to me. Don't think I'd want to make a crocheted apron. I haven't been watching Bag a Day. It's not because I don't like her. I just haven't been watching anybody. I don't watch when she does the giveaways. And I don't watch her wool hauls either. Because they're always American and I can't get them anyway, so what's the point? What's the point of getting revved up? I don't watch anybody's yarn hauls if they're in America because it just gets you excited and you can't get them in England, so I don't bother. I only watch when she's actually making something. Heresy. Treason. Don't know how you describe heresy. Jada in Stitches. I haven't watched that for a long time. No, I don't watch people. It's not that I don't like people. I just haven't been watching any videos at all since I moved here, really. I used to like watching Canadian Crocheter. I like to sort of style of chatting, yeah. I don't watch anybody's, like, say, yarn holes or anything. I gave over watching that lady in South Africa for that, because it was just all what she'd been buying from Ice Yarn all the time. So I got fed up of watching her hauls, you know. Every video she did, she was yanking out boxes and boxes and boxes of this Ice Yarn. And I used to think, fed up with that now. You know, she got a whole room full of it. You talk about me with my hoard. My hoard was nothing compared with Chris. She called Crystal or Krista or something. I haven't seen her for a bit either. Manny hasn't watched anybody for a bit, so. Yeah, I need to go back. Because I haven't watched any videos for such a long time, they no longer tell me anymore when there's a new one. Yeah, Kendra's back. I've watched hers, yeah. Watched her too. I like Kendra because she makes nice, short little videos. Before you get bored, she's gone off, yeah. I don't like when it says 1 hour and 30 minutes or something. Oh, God, no. 2 hours, no. No, I can't watch it. My computer is not where I can put it on and wander about and do other things. Mine's, you know, you sit in front. Yeah, I used to like watching Erin. She hasn't made any for a bit, has she? Give me Yarn 418, yeah. You know, if I could wander about or go from room to room with one, I might watch it, but oh my God, Miguel, 20-minute video. What did you do for the other 19 minutes? Yeah. I used to like that. What's she called? Something Fox. I used to watch her videos a lot as well. I used to watch a lot of videos. If I could do other things, the way my computer is, I have to sit and just sit and watch. And I can't do that anymore. When I was in my other house, I used to have it on the TV, so I could wander around and do other things. I could do me dusting, do me hoovering or something while I was actually watching it. You know, I didn't have to sit glued to the damn thing. Whereas here, I've got to sit at my chair and I get fed up after about half hour. I'm bored. I want to get up and do something. You know, and I don't have a laptop or anything like that. Everyday Erin, she's mostly a knitter. She does patchwork, she does sewing, she does all sorts, but Erin's mostly knits. She's a beautiful knitter, very quick as well. But they've been into gardening just recently. They've been digging up the front. They moved in with Kristen's dad, sold their house that they had, moved in with Kristen's dad. And they've been making a huge, huge vegetable garden. And Erin does a lot of canning and different things like that, just like Kendra used to do. I used to like watching Kendra do that. She used to have all this stuff out the garden, didn't she? Oh, I've got rid of a lot that I used to watch from a girl. If I watch them for a bit and they get boring, they have to go. If I'm not dead interested in what they've got to say, they have to go, yeah. Why can't I put it on the TV? I can, but this TV doesn't allow me to. I don't know. I used to have like a smart TV that was programmed in, and it used to have my favourites on. But now I've got to sit there tapping in the names of people. Kendra's channel name. Oh, sugar. I can't look for you. Can't look. I'm sure Miguel knows it. But she's been missing for a year because she's been doing some stuff at university and things, yeah. Hooked by happenstance, that's it, yeah. Somebody told me she'd run off with somebody else and left her husband. She blooming hasn't. She's just been at university. Oh, I don't do that blooming Patreon. I won't do it. The only thing I did was that coffee or Ko-fi. And I did get a few coffees bought me, but I couldn't be bothered with it. I don't do that sort of stuff. No, and they start wanting you to charge for. If you're not on my Patreon, you can't have the pattern and all that jazz. I'd rather they said, I'm selling the pattern and it's so many dollars. Fine. If I want it, then I will buy the pattern. I don't want to be a Patreon member to get the pattern. Do a heck. I want the pattern. And I want to pay for it and I want to buy it and I want it now. Yeah? So, I don't care if they charge me so many dollars for the pattern. If I want it, I'll pay it. I'm not one of these people who wants everything for free. If I really like a pattern and I think it's worth the money and I know all the effort that goes into making a pattern, how long it takes to write it all up, I'm not averse to paying for a pattern. I know some people want free everything. They want free tutorials. They want free everything under the sun. I'm not one of those people. If I like something, I will pay for it, yeah? I will buy it. I mean, the pattern I'm making now, I paid £8, which is about $10 for the pattern, but I wanted it and I've used it about 3 or 4 times. So to me, that's fine. I'll buy a book off Amazon. I'll pay up to £16 for a book. But if it's got lots of things that I'm going to use, then I'm fine. I don't mind. But I don't want to have to join Patreon so I can get this pattern. No. Yeah. But they lose out. I'm sure they would sell more patterns if they sold them dollar-wise. If they said, right, if you want this pattern, it's so many dollars. I'm sure they'd get more money than Patreon. People get sick of that Patreon. You've got to have something to give every month or every video. Something extra, something plus. I don't have it. I don't have anything extra to give anybody. Whatever I've got, you see. I don't make patterns up. I don't have patterns. I don't sell patterns. I don't do tutorials, so why would I want to do Patreon? Loads of people have said, oh, you should do it. People would pay. And I'm like, no, why should they? Why should they pay? I do it because I want to do it. I don't do it because I want money. Nah. No, you will never find me doing Patreon. You will never find me doing anything like that, yeah. Oh, yeah, if they do tutorials and they need camera equipment and stuff. This is why I don't do tutorials. I can't afford to buy a special camera that angles over the top. I can't afford to buy all these special lights that light everything from one. But nah. But, fair enough if they want to make tutorials, fair enough. They need all the money they can get to buy all the equipment, fair enough. But no, I'm not into it for that. I'm not spending hundreds of pounds on special video equipment and editing stuff and all that I just make 30-minute videos at the maximum because my camera cuts off. So that's all I do. And I haven't done them. I have, because I've had nothing to say to anybody. I wish I did. I wish I had things to show you. I wish I had patterns that I was buying. I wish I had books I was buying, but I'm not. I stopped doing all that when I moved. I used to buy 2 magazines a month. It used to cost me £16 a month. I used to buy every crochet book that came out. I used to buy wool every month. It used to cost me a fortune. And I think, no, I'm not doing that anymore now. My videos just upload like that. Just through my internet. I just use you. I don't do editing and all that stuff. You know, I don't bother with all that. I just make a video and then I just upload it. I never know why people follow me, Miguel, because I don't give them anything, do I? I'm very boring at the minute. You know. Yeah. I don't do fancy videos, though. I don't do editing and stuff. I don't do fancy. I wouldn't know how to do a fancy intro if you paid me. This music stuff and hello, I'm Jan. I'm the Urban Gypsy Crow. I wouldn't know how to do that if you paid me. Not got a clue. You know, Claire. It's Crochet by Claire or Crochet with Claire. I think she used to be Bob Wilson 123, but she's not anymore. Yeah. Oh gosh, I couldn't be bothered doing that, Enid. No way. No, I never make notes. I might make a couple of prompts. Yeah, super chats. What are all that? People pay money to talk to you. Hmm? Yeah, right. I can see I would make a lot of money doing that. Like, not. Somebody said that to me. You should do super chats where people pay to talk to you. And I'm like, why? Why? Why would people want to pay to talk to me? Yeah. I don't know why people would want to pay. What would they be like, stalkers or what? You know, I want to pay to talk to you. I've paid good money, so I want to talk to you. No. Nope. If you want to talk to me, phone me. If you don't have my phone number, then you're not going to talk to me. I could understand if they had a reason to want a donation. To me, it's a bit like begging. You know, these people who say, oh, I really would like this, and I don't have the money for it. You know, and they beg, and then they put their PayPal underneath. And I'm like, no. You know, you're just like standing there with your hand out, aren't you? Please, 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 will somebody buy me whatever? I used to do the buy me a coffee thing. I haven't done it lately. I don't know. Coffee. Yeah, I used to do that coffee. And I did get a few coffees made, but it's only like, I think it was £3 if you buy a coffee or something. I might get one every month or two every month. Yeah. There was nothing to write home about. But I stopped doing it because it wasn't anything. Yeah, there's some people who blatantly beg. Miguel knows somebody, I know somebody, who blatantly begs. Beg, beg, beg. Oh, I don't have money for my prescriptions. I don't have this. So people give them money, and what do? They're off to Dollar Tree buying a load of rubbish. And then they put it on their video. Oh, I treated myself to this. And I'm thinking, last week you were begging for money for your prescriptions because you couldn't get your diabetes medication. And now you're paying. Oh, I wanted to cheer myself up. So I went to Dollar Tree and spent $25. And I'm like, you couldn't buy your prescription last week. Why are you spending $25 at Dollar Tree this week? Huh? No. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they put their wish list down the bottom. If you'd like to buy me something, this is my wish list. No. Sorry, but no. I'd like a mobility scooter. Shall I put that on my wish list at the bottom? Will you all buy me one? I don't think so. Junk the week after. Yeah. Yeah, I could put begging notes out saying, but no, I prefer to work my way through to save up my own money, buy my own mobility scooter. Thank you very much. I'm not going to put a GoFundMe page or anything like that. No, it's ridiculous. Exactly. If you can't look after yourself, then if you were in dire trouble, dire trouble, I can understand somebody asking for a donation. But most people who are begging, they've got money. They just don't know how to balance it. They don't know how to budget. They spend their money stupid. They get their monthly money and they spend it in a week buying a load of rubbish. Yeah. And then at the end of the month, they can't buy this, that, and the other. Sorry, but no. You get your money, you pay your rent, you buy your food, you pay your electric, gas bill, whatever. Anything you've got left over, then you can go to Dollar Tree and spend it on a load of garbage, yeah? No, that's not the way I was brought up, yeah. You know, but yeah. No, I mean, none of us on here have got any money. None of us on here are millionaires. I certainly am not, and I don't know anybody on here who is. We're all in the same boat. We muddle by. We pay our bills. We get by. We put food in our mouth. None of us are rich. We don't expect to be. But then I don't expect you to buy anything for me. You know, it's just, I get by. I'll never be rich, but I get by. Yeah. A coffee fairy, yeah. Oh, I will treat anybody that I can see is struggling. I've paid for groceries in supermarkets with old dears when I've seen they were struggling. You know, I bought my friend a bag of groceries when she was struggling. You know, I've done things like that, but they're for people that are. I mean, I've seen an old dear in the supermarket and she's like counting her pennies out and she's putting, no, no, I won't have that. I won't have that because she hasn't got money in her purse. And I'm like, give it to her, give it to her. I'll pay for it. Just give it to her, you know. I don't want my granny putting stuff back because she can't afford it. You know, it's just ridiculous there. You know, you see people scratching in their purses, you know, they're too proud out there, they've got no money. I've done that. You know, but to me, that's just what you would do. Humanity. Oh gosh, yeah, I've done that many times with my son. When he was, not now, but I mean when he was younger and he wasn't working or he didn't have much money. I used to give him £10 as it was in them days. £10 would fill his car up back in the day. Wouldn't even move the dial these days. But I used to give him money for his petrol, yeah. Yeah. I don't like giving to an actual homeless person, but I would donate to a homeless association where they give food out to the homeless people or they help. There was a charity in Manchester called Coffee for Craig, it was called. This girl's brother had been homeless and he'd actually died on the streets. And she set up this Coffee for Craig. And it started off as buy somebody a coffee. If you see them struggling, buy them a coffee. That's how it started off. And it evolved and evolved and evolved. And now it's a huge charity. And they ask for things like sleeping bags, underwear, socks, and that. I have donated to that rather than give the homeless person in the street because it'll either go on alcohol or it'll go on drugs. Yeah. I bought them a sandwich. I bought a homeless person a sandwich and a drink, and they look at you like that's not what I want. I want money, and I'm thinking, no, you can go and tiddle off because I'm not giving you money because you'll go to the nearest drug dealer and give it to them. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll buy them a coffee, I'll buy them a sandwich, but I won't give them the money. I know it sounds mean, but you know damn well they're going to spend it on drugs, spice, or something daft. Or if they've got a dog with them, I'll buy something for the dog. Some food and biscuits and stuff for the dog. But I won't give them cash. Yeah. Because I know what happens. Through dealing with this charity that I used to deal with, I know what happens if you give them money. They always said, don't give them money. The Ko-fi thing, I don't know. I put it on and I joined, and for a while I'd get an odd £3 every now and again when somebody bought me a coffee. But I stopped doing it, Miguel. It didn't work for me. I didn't get money. No, I won't hand money out, no. No, they can have a sandwich, they can have a coffee, I can give them dog food, I'll give them dog biscuits, I'll give them anything, but no money, no. I won't give them any money. I always have just a certain amount in my purse, not much. If anybody mugged me, they wouldn't get much at all. I'm like the Queen. The Queen never carries money, I believe, so I'm like the Queen. Yeah, I don't really have cash at all. If I'm going somewhere I know I'm going to need cash, I'll go. There's a sandwich shop that I go to sometimes on just round the corner here, and they only take cash. But there is a hole in the wall nearby, so I get the cash before I go there and get my sandwich. Oh God, in Manchester, the beggars used to sit by the cash machine. Used to worry me I wouldn't draw any cash out. They're sitting underneath me, the cash machine underneath it. And you think they're going to jump up and mug you or something. So I just won't. I won't go there. When I lived in Manchester, I used to go to the Tesco's, the supermarket, and they give you cash back. And I prefer to do that because there's only the people in the shop that see you getting cash back and putting it in your purse, yeah. Oh, I wish ours didn't inherit. They don't. There isn't as much where I am here, but in Manchester it used to be a real problem. Yeah. Oh, Cindy Woodloom, we're back to D. Oh, here he is. The pervert's back. Here he comes. He's bored again. Oh, go away, little boy. Come pick your spots. I'm sure you've got plenty of spots. You're full of acne, so go away and pinch your spots. Get the pimple popper on it, yeah. Sad little boy. Hot girls and boys. Pervert. Nobody's interested. Oh, I've got empathy for some homeless people, but not the druggies. I know they need help, but giving them money doesn't help them because they just spend it on more drugs. I would rather give it to a charity that is giving out food. I know he's disgusting. We don't want to know Miguel. He's a pervert. Probably some spotty kid. No, I won't enable substance abuse, not at all, no. There used to be a bloke in Prestwich where I lived. He only had one leg. And he'd be going round panhandling, telling people he lost his leg in the war or something or other, or in the army he lost his leg. He didn't. He lost his leg because he'd been drug injecting, and he finished up with whatever it was, like gangrene in his leg, and he had his leg taken off. I know because he used to come in the job centre where I worked. And I used to say to people, don't give him money because he's a liar. He's never been in Vietnam or whatever it was. He was saying he was Afghanistan. I said he's never seen the army. I said he lost his leg through drug abuse. Archwell, you must be joking. They can go and sit and swivel and break dance as far as I'm concerned, yeah. Their popularity is diminishing in the US. Well, it can't go any further down in the UK. I'm glad you've got them and we don't. Yeah, I don't mind helping children who are hungry if their parents are not alcoholic and smoking 20 cigarettes a day, yeah. You know, I watch programs on the television where they're saying they can't afford to feed their kids and they've got a 52-inch TV on the wall watching Sky TV, which is a cable network, cigarettes and a can. And I'm like, come on, you can't feed your kids. No, no. Selfish. Kids come first. You go without, you feed your kids. Otherwise, why have them? You know, a proper mother and father would feed their children and go without. That's a proper family. I mean, good God, during the war and whatever, I know I keep harping on about it, but my mum and dad had nothing. Nothing at all. But I'm sure they fed us before they fed themselves, if you know what I mean. My mum and dad never had a drink, never had a cigarette. They never had new clothes, they never had anything, but they made sure we were fed, me and my brother. We might have had very poor meals, if you know what I mean, but we got fed. I never went hungry when I was a child. It might have been more potatoes than anything, but... All right, you go to bed, Kaz. We'll see you later. I mean, it wasn't steak or anything like that. But, you know, so it makes me angry when they say we can't afford to feed our children when you know damn well that they're either going to bingo, spending their money, they're gambling, they're in the bookies. No, sorry, but no, you have children. Your children come first. You come second. It's a very selfish generation. A lot of the entitled. They're entitled to have a cigarette. They're entitled to go for a drink. No, you're not entitled. You've had children. You look after your children. I mean, I've been fortunate. I've never been in a position where I've had to go hungry. But I've been in a position where, my ex-husband wanted his shoes mending and I couldn't take him to the menders because, like, my son needed shoes because his toes were at the end of his shoes. And, I had to say to my ex-husband, you'll have to wait till next week. Even if you've got a hole in the bottom of your shoe, I'm sorry, but, you'll have to wait till next week. Ian needs a pair of shoes. His toes are at the end and he's banging his toes on the end and they're hurting him. He needs a new pair of shoes. So I've done that. Yeah. I've gone months without anything new at all. Not even underwear, Yeah. So these people on YouTube were saying, gimme, 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 gimme. I'm like, no, 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 no. Not going to give you. Yeah. You can't pay your rent. Tough. Take back the stuff you bought at Dollar Tree last week. Take it back. Take back your wax melts, your rubbish, your spindly things all your Halloween decorations. Take them back. Sorry, I'm not paying for your prescription. We all do that. We all buy the kids candy. So, as long as you can afford to buy the fillings when the teeth drop out. Right, I'm going to go to bed. I've been on here nearly 4 hours now, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. So it's time for me to go to bed. Yeah. So thank you all for keeping me company and keeping my mind off things that have happened this week, which I'm not going to talk about because I'll go and cry. So, and I shall go and try not to wake little madam up. See, she barks everywhere. So I'm going to say good night to everybody. Thank you all for keeping me company, and I will see you all next week. So bye for now.